What is up, everybody? Alright, we're finally getting back to Camelot. Took a day off there to get hero proofs. Speaking of, the VOD for that stream, I haven't been able to put on YouTube yet because it got copyright claimed and blocked. But you might think that was like maybe music or something, which it wasn't. It was a visual copyright claim, which those are very rare. That's normally like if you upload someone's movie or something. And the copyright claim is bullshit, by the way. And if you look at what the claim is, it is visual copyright claim for Moriarty's MP. And you might be, that's kind of weird. I might think maybe it's from DW, which it's not, because obviously they don't mind if people, stream in YouTube and all that. The claimer is allegedly from Namco Bandai, who does not own the copyright to Moriarty's MP, obviously. And it's actually now, even though it's being claimed to be from Namco Bandai, it obviously isn't. It's just from some idiot. And I've talked to other YouTube FGO creators, and there's a Reddit post about this guy. Apparently they've been doing this for like 5 months. They've just, because the YouTube copyright system is fucking awful, you can just claim to be a content owner and upload something to the ID system, the automated ID system. So you just upload like Musashi's NP or Moriarty's NP, and you say you own the copyright to this, which obviously you don't. And the auto ID system will just, find it and block it. And what I really don't like, and I've had to deal with this before, so I'm obviously disputing this claim because it's bullshit, and Namco Bandai doesn't own the copyright to FGO. To counterclaim it, first of all, the video remains blocked for 2 days if they don't respond, and then they get 30 days to respond. And generally with bogus claims like this, they don't respond at all, and you have to wait for it to default. And if they don't respond, you win by default. It takes up to 30 days, which is ridiculous. But what I really, really, really don't like, and I absolutely hate this, and I can pursue legal stuff, but I don't want to because that's a lot of money. To counterclaim, you have to reveal your docs information, right? You have to give your name and all that nonsense, and they get to see it. This bullshit person that just claims to be working for Namco Bandai, who clearly owns the copyright for FGO Novel Phantasm animations, they get to see my personal information, and I don't get to see theirs, obviously, but it's great. So yeah, I'm not happy about all this, and I'll probably win the counterclaim, but I could sue them for perjury, because what they're doing is illegal, but all the legal fees fall on me to do that, and I don't really want to do that. Although I do have family that actually works in a law firm, so that might help, but I don't think it's just some idiot. But what really blows my mind is this person's been doing this for like over half a year, like uploading FGO stuff and claiming that they work for Namco Bandai and that they own the copyright. What I don't understand is why they claim to be working for Namco Bandai. Like, what kind of idiot? Like, Namco Bandai has absolutely nothing to do with FGO. It's owned by DW and Aniplex, who is a branch of, Sony, and they're working with Type Moon. There's no Bamco involved. But yeah, that's been a fun thing to deal with. All right, let's do our FP summon. What I really don't like is, the DMCA is a legal thing, but the YouTube system isn't. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And the way YouTube enforces the DMCA is not about following the law. It's about covering YouTube's own ass. Like, nothing about DMCA law and copyright law says you have to enforce a copyright claim without any proof of a copyright. It doesn't say that the defendant has to give their personal information to counterclaim. Like, none of that stuff is actually a legal standard. YouTube just does it that way because it covers their ass the best. The banner? Oh my god. We didn't have Blackbeard? The hell? I thought, okay, I thought we had all the bronze, but apparently we didn't have Blackbeard. But yeah, the banner's terrible. The only thing that's like good about it is, like, let's say you're an Omega Whale and you started playing the game more recently and you really want BB and like Nero, Summer Nero and stuff like that. It's a terrible time to get them because there's no rate up. They're just in it, you know, so the odds of you getting them are atrocious, but you can. And so if you're just some, like, you know, 30-foot schlong whale and you're kind of newer to the game and you really got to have that BB, then it's like you may not have another good opportunity to get her anytime soon. You might have to because seriously, you might have to wait years until BB gets a rate up again. So if you're a huge whale, you know, I looked at their profits this month. The FGO has actually made decent profits this month. Normally when you have like filler banners and stuff, you would expect FGO to not make that much money. But and FGO hasn't made as much money this month as they would have made from, like, you know, some big fancy new waifu or you know, Merlin or something like that. But they've made quite a bit, even though this banner's trash. But I expect it's just because there's whales that really want some of the stuff that's in it, and they don't want to wait potentially years, or a year at least, to have a shot at some of these characters again. Alright, so we're getting close to Aussie. And the fight with Aussie that really worries me is the fight where you fight him and a bunch of Nidokrises. I remember that from the 1 to 3 star account, and that was actually the hardest fight, I think, in all of Camelot. But that was because how unprepared the account was. This account's unprepared too, but that fight is just really easy to get countered by. Like, it's easy to get to that point in the game and not have units that are good for that fight leveled. And like, a lot of my accounts end up that way. So that's why it's normally the hardest fight for me. But we'll see how this one does. We're not there just yet, though. Can I want to summon just a... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before we jump into this, we needed to, like, level a few things. Like, if we could get Ushi's 3rd skill, that would be great. Although I have a feeling I don't have the horseshoes or something to level her. Yep, I keep forgetting I need to do that. Fork! I want the evasion, man. Let me think. George is worth leveling. David is worth leveling. 100 face is... yeah. I even have the mats for her, so yeah, we'll get 100 face up. There's a lot of uses for her in the long run. I don't think I have any assassin things. The one card type I don't really want to use is caster, because I actually need to level a lot of casters. Hey man, if one of these hunting quests would have given horseshoes, that would have been nice. Days is feathers, which is alright for a new account. I might do that a little bit off stream if I have the AP for it. Yeah, if there's a free quest in Camelot that gives horseshoes, but we're not that far in. And it does have it has a pretty good drop rate, but still getting 7 is gonna be a spell. I really wish they had characterized 100 Face more like she was in Fate Zero, or they. It's not even she or he, it's like they're, you know, a bunch of different ones. I have no problem with the female 100 Face. It's just I don't like how they're so overly focused on that one because that one was the most popular. It's kind of dumb. Well, I think we can do her NP upgrade, which would probably help. I don't. We might wait though until after Camelot, just because I don't want to waste time with that right now. Yeah, she could definitely use it. Yeah, I prefer they focus on them collectively, not necessarily one specifically. It's kind of what makes them an interesting character. Almost clicked the tuna can. Also, I don't think it was entirely them just wanting to focus on the waifu thing. I think a lot of it was they didn't want to spend the budget on doing like all of the other Hassans in a detailed way. So they kind of just picked one, and that was the most popular one, so that's why they went with that one. Like, what I wish they had done was stage 1 should be Zaid. Stage 2 could be the waifu, that's fine. And then stage 3 should be multiple of them on screen at the same time. That's what I would have done. But that would require a lot of effort. But that would be doing them proper. I kind of want to just summon like a regular writer or something looking OP. Well, let's go with Blackbeard, because I doubt that's going to be particularly meta, but that makes it reasonable, if you will. I'll just give him ley lines. I don't think anyone can complain about that. Okay. I love that I got Origin Bullet, man. That was great. I guess Medea needs Bond, so assuming this isn't a hard stage, I could bring her along. Alright. I mean, if you've been playing for 3 years and you don't have MP2 Bedivere, that's because you haven't really been trying. There's a reason why I have a high MP rank of Bedivere on every single account, and I have got like 6 accounts, and they're all free to play. Hey, Beastling. There's generally the best time to get Bedivere is the Saber class rate up. However, there's plenty of other times you can get him, and sometimes those things have other things that you also want, so they end up being a better time to go for them, but it kind of just depends on the person, really. I'll be glad when Ushi's got her first skill buff, which I think NA just got, I think. You can roll when Bedivere's rated up, that obviously works, but 3-star rate ups are kind of eh. But if Bedivere happens to be rated up and you don't, you know, there's either just really want them or there's something else rated up, and that's a decent time. And then White Day is a pretty good time, but it's not the best, and generally the Saber class banner is the best time. But sometimes people don't like the Saber class banner aside from that, so they might prefer to roll in a rate up or White Day. And I mean, if you just gotta have them, you can roll story, but they've actually skipped a few banners on NA here and there. Kind of unfortunate. Although NA's also gotten some banners that JP didn't get, but most of my accounts get them really quick because it's something I actually put a little bit of effort into. I normally put aside like 200, 300 SQ. And then whenever he gets rated up, or Saber banner, I just get him. Like on NA, I got him that rate up with Aussie, when he was rated up with Aussie. That didn't go very well either. I think I got Aussie before I got Bedivere, but I did get him there. Like, here's the thing about Bedivere, and some people just don't like Bedivere enough to care, and that is fine. That is totally fine. But here's the thing about Bedivere. He's a very good 3-star, and he fills a role that a lot of people might not have, and that's the fact that he has a very hard-hitting NP, and he can get it very quickly without needing something like Waver. You know, he's kind of like Billy, not quite as good at getting his NP quickly, but he gets his NP very quickly, and his NP is harder than Billy's. So very useful. And you get 1 copy for free, which that's a big help, and he doesn't need to be NP5 to hit really, really hard, so it can be 2 or 3, you're good. But he's harder to get than, you know, Ku, Ushi, Hans, he's harder to get than them. It's not that hard to get. But he's generally worth getting, even if you're not a super free-to-play person, or even if you're not doing 1 to 3 star stuff, because it's so much easier to get Bedivere to like NP3 than it is to get Okita or Musashi or something, because those things get very few rate ups and they're limited. So with Bedivere, you could get them all kinds of ways. You know, it's a huge a variety of times you can get them. Saber rate ups, which we get, you know, those at least once a year. White Day. If Bedivere himself is just rated up, which he's gotten quite a few of those. You know, story, things like that. So there's plenty of ways to get him. Whereas like Musashi, who is a very good saber, and so is Okita, and etc. etc. But your odds of getting them are much lower, and then the SQ needed to like have a good shot at it is just much higher. So it's generally worth it. Like, I don't just go for Bedivere on all my accounts because I like him, although that obviously helps because I do really like Bedivere, and I like doing low star stuff. But it's because it's generally only a few hundred SQ for a ridiculously good saber that's also budget friendly. So it's like, it's win-win. I will say though, ever since they buffed Caesar, you don't need Bedivere as much, but one, it's really good to have both, because a lot of times if you're on the free-to-play spectrum, or you're just trying to be more budget, or trying to 1 to 3 stars or whatever, a lot of times you need more than just one of them. And then also, Bedivere gets his NP a lot easier than Caesar does. Bedivere can have starting NP, you know, ley line, imaginary element, golden sumo, aerial drive, you name it. You can just slap a pretty basic CE on him like that, use his NP charge, and then there you go, you're pretty much ready to NP right there. Where with Caesar, it's like, you could have a starting NP CE, and it still might take a minute to get your NP, unless you get lucky, or maybe you've got a unit to help out with that. But that limits your team comp options and stuff. And it's not that Caesar's bad, Caesar's super, super, super good, and sometimes Caesar is absolutely better than Bedivere, because Caesar hits harder, and he also gets team support, and all that. But they're kind of apples and oranges, and having both options I think is really good. But I think before Caesar got buffed, Bedivere was like way, way more necessary, or I don't know if necessary is the right word, but way more helpful to most people, just because they didn't have a lot of good budget sabers. Now you might be someone who's, oh, I happen to get Musashi, I happen to get Okita, or some other 5-star saber, or a good 4-star saber, and then it's not as big of a deal. Because I mean, for real, if you play this game long enough, you're surely going to get, you know, Lancelot or Rama or you know, Okita, or you're going to get some kind of gold saber sooner or later, unless you're not like even trying to get them, if you're like avoiding them. So I'm too lazy to slot a Lancer that's level 70, so I'm just doing that. It'll be fine. Doesn't even have a starting in PCE. Yeah, they should. I'd be happy if they buff Lancer Artoria. I've always said she does have uses. She's not completely worthless. She's got the Pierce and vulnerability, and she can turn 1 NP with no help yet again, 50% battery and all that, and she's got attack up and buster up. But it's not quite enough. I think to be fair, she probably does kind of deserve to have an NP that hits slightly on the weaker side, just because she can just NP and it has Pierce and vulnerability every time and all this stuff. You know, that being able to NP that quickly out of nowhere, or you know, NP that you build up your NP the normal way, then use the battery and NP again. That's a very powerful thing. And so she doesn't need to have an NP that's like hitting unbelievably hard, but it doesn't need to hit like a noodle either, right? It should hit decently hard, because she's a 5-star, she's a popular character, she's really powerful lore-wise. You know, yeah, we don't necessarily need her to be doing like Tesla damage, but it'd be nice if she did a nice chunk more. Oh, I don't have my playlist on random. We literally just had this song. Excuse me. Yeah, an NP upgrade for her I think would be fair. Yeah, that is kind of funny that Summer Lancer Artoria, if you want to call it that, got buffed for the regular one. But that's because that's what they do now. They do like thematic buffs all the time. You know, Mordred got buffed because it was the APOC rerun. Lantoria Ruler got buffed because it was the Summer rerun. You know, they do that a lot now, where they do buffs when it's thematic, which I'm not really a fan of, but it is what it is. I don't mind them doing that, but I don't. They seem to have taken the place of regular buffs. Because we used to get buffs on the anniversary, and then buffs, I think, in like February or something. And like a big round of buffs all at once, but they didn't do it this February. And they haven't done it all year, so I feel like they're just not doing them like that anymore. They're just doing the thematic stuff, and I would assume still on the anniversary and with interludes, but that's less buffs in total. And unless the anniversary just is like, we're gonna throw a million buffs at you at once, which I don't think they will. I always laugh when people say there are no bad servants in FGO, just bad masters, and I'm like, Phantom. That's such a dumb saying, by the way. You see that in like anime too, like in Gundam or something. They'll be like, "There's no bad mobile suit, just bad pilots." It's like, no, that's stupid. There's both. You fucking mook. Like, are you kidding me? Like, let's say you're using a unit that's like a 3 out of 10, right? But then the player is a 10 out of 10, right? That gives you a total of 13, right? But the content requires 19, right? It's not gonna work, right? If the unit's a 5 and you're a 5, that's 10, right? It's not that simple. You can't. A good player can't make a bad unit all of a sudden better. And it's like, let's say you like the Phantom guy. That guy uses Phantom for everything. It's not because Phantom's good. No, he's just a good enough master. No, it's because he's using like the most OP bullshit to carry Phantom, because Phantom's over there just like on the ground, you know, when life gets to you, just, you know, and then everyone else has to just carry this worthless piece of trash and buff him up so much that you know, anyone can kill the boss. Like, Phantom is not good. He is a bad unit. I don't care how good or bad of you are as a player. Phantom is trash, and he needs to be buffed. And it's like the same thing in like a competitive video game. It's like, you can't say, oh, there's no such thing as a bad character in this fighting game, just bad players. It's like, no, you could be the best player in the world using the worst character, and then you'll probably lose to the second best player in the world who's using the best character in the world, right? Like that kind of shit happens all the time. Yeah, no, there's actually multiple people that do Phantom stuff now, but they always have to carry Phantom with like super strong CEs and super strong supports and stuff like that. And that's not a knock on them, it's a knock on Phantom, because, you know, he's bad. Can you imagine if Phantom of the Opera is your favorite character, and then you hear, and you've been using him, right? You've been using him, and you know the struggle, you know how not great he is. And then you have to listen to these people be like, oh yeah, there's no such thing as bad servants. Everything's viable. And it's just like laughs and double tam. You can't help play frame data. Yeah, no, that's a big thing, like in fighting games, there's a lot of objective stuff. It's like, okay, this character just has, you know, moves that come out faster, they have hitboxes that are bigger, or they've got, you know, more invulnerability, or less startup. Like, these things matter. And yeah, there is, you know, a lot of mix-up and weird stuff you can do that's character-specific and things like that. Not everything's quantifiable, but a lot of things are. And you can have a character that really is a lot worse than another character. And yeah, if someone's way better, if you've got somebody, you got like the best player in this fighting game, let's say you got the best Blaze Blue player in the world, and they're fighting like a pretty, just a barely above average player. Maybe, you know, and the best player in the world could definitely use the worst character and beat that average player, no matter who the average player picks, right? But that doesn't mean every character is viable, right? It just means that player is so much better, he can use a joke character and still win, right? It's like, yeah, being a good player absolutely matters, but it only goes so far. I seriously want Phantom to get buffed. It's like, he's the worst character in the game. He's been like that for 5 years. He's an incredibly famous figure. He deserves so much better, and he was also the first character in the game that had a different animations for different sprites. Barely different animations, mind you, but he was the first one like that. You could fix Phantom in one buff. You just have to get him a really big buff. I mean, look at Hohenheim and how much they added to that one skill. You know, here's an example. Add to Phantom's third skill, he gives himself a 3-turn art up 20%. He puts art resistance down on the target, and he generates 20 stars, right? Like, obviously that's an insane buff, but they could do that if they wanted to, and then there you go, Phantom's fixed. Yeah, he's still, with all that, he still would not be like a god tier assassin, but he'd be pretty good, especially because of the stars. Like, that'd be pretty solid. What I'd like to see though, I'd like to see them do two things. I'd like them to see him buff his third skill with something that just gives him general use, much better general use, and then I'd like to see them buff his first skill so it doesn't have this stupid... Like, are you kidding me? He puts a defense down on himself. Oh no, Phantom's too good. We need to have a deterrent on one of his skills, right? There are times where deterrents are fair and reasonable or even fun, right? Like, I'm not against deterrents. I actually really dislike sometimes where you just start deleting all the deterrents in the game because they make you play the game differently, and that's nice. But out of all the units in this game, why does Phantom have a deterrent on one of his... Like, yeah, Phantom's so strong, you better have a drawback to even it out. You know, look out, he might make like 10 stars or something. Like, it's silly. But yeah, so they really need to get rid of that defense down, and they make him make a few more stars with his first skill. And then, like I said, do something for his third skill. His third skill is very frustrating, because even if you're fighting female riders, or just females, there's a pretty good chance your charm would have landed anyway. So the third skill doesn't do anything, and like that's not very satisfying. It needs to do something really solid. It needs to have like a nice, solid, strong effect on it that's useful in all circumstances, no matter what you're fighting. Oh yeah, Sherlock. Not playable for ages. The thing is, yeah, riders can have magic resistance. It's generally not that much, but that doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it's not that his third skill doesn't help his second skill. It does. But a lot of times, it doesn't. This is just a fact. If you cast his second skill a lot, even if it's against a rider with magic resist, more times than not, the charm is going to work anyway. So every single time you use his third skill, and that was a time where your charm would have just coincidentally worked anyway, that means your third skill did nothing. That's not worth an entire third skill. He has a whole skill that it only does something for his second skill, and his second skill only works on females, right? And then it would have worked anyway sometimes. Like, that's an if and an if on an if. Like, that's insane. Like, do the math. Like, the amount of actual value you get out of his third skill is horrible. It's like, even if you're using him every time an assassin makes sense, you know, half the time you're going to be fighting males or genderless. Probably more than half the time you're going to be fighting male or genderless. Lots of trash mobs don't have a gender, like dragons and stuff. So all those stages, his third skill's not doing anything. And then when you are fighting females, sometimes they're going to be charm immune or debuff immune, so then it's not going to do anything. Then you have all the times that the charm would have just landed on its own, because it has a decent success chance on its own. So there's many times that the charm would have just landed on its own. This gives you this tiny little slice where you have to be fighting specifically females, and your charm would have had to have failed otherwise, but then still succeeded with the third skill, because it could also still fail with other things going on. Like, that is just... That's nothing! What? And then all of this, you just use 2 skills, and you have a miracle moment, and it all lines up, and you realize that you just used 2 skills to stun an enemy for 1 turn. And then Medusa's over there just laughing, right? It's like, what the fuck? You used 2 skills, and you just stunned a guy. Or a girl, I should say. You just stunned a girl. That's it. And you have really long cooldowns, and you don't do anything else. You put a defense down on yourself, and you hit like a weapon. Like, there's no... That is the worst toolkit in the game. 100%. That is the worst toolkit in the game. Because you have 2 skills that normally do nothing, and then 1 skill that sometimes does something against only females, and it's still not even that good, and that's it. And then you have another skill that hurts you. It's like, oh, great. It's just laughable. Like, people try to say Saber Gilius or Caster Gilius, where Caster Gilius is way better. He's way better. He's not good. He ain't good either. He's bad too, but he's much better than Phantom. Because at least Gilius is, if you're in like an AoE challenge quest scenario, which is where he would make the most sense, you're pretty much guaranteed to get, you know, 2 or 3 stuns out of him. You're not going to get them necessarily quickly, which is bad, but you're going to get them. And when you're doing AoE challenge quests and stuff, oftentimes, especially on the more budget end of things, you're going for the long-term value. You're not trying to 3-turn it. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going for the long-term value, and as long as you get his stun eventually, it's going to contribute towards that, like, you know, value play in the long run. Still bad. Still bad. He's Castergilius is not good, but he's absolutely better than Phantom when, you know, he's applicable compared to when Phantom is applicable. And then Benkei's really bad too, but I think he's definitely got some use just because taunt is good. The main issue is, like, why would you ever use him? If you need taunt, you're gonna use Leonidas, George, Poster Girls, you know, something like that. Why would you use him? There's really no reason to. And then Benkei's got some utility. Every once in a while you have a boss fight where Benkei's utility is kind of handy, but generally there's other units that can do it, and then their cooldowns aren't a million turns. I mean, Benkei's cooldowns are just so long, and then Benkei doesn't do anything other than his utility. That's not good enough. If his utility was a lot stronger, like it was really strong, then that could be worth it. Some characters are purely utility based, and they're good, but it's because their utility is super strong, and Benkei's is just kind of niche as hell. Yeah, that is true. Castergilius is story locked, but that has nothing to do with his own toolkit. Yeah, Benkei as an enemy is so much more annoying just because, like, a lot of those abilities are disproportionate, because when we do Curse, that's nothing, right? You know, like 500 damage to the enemy is a joke, but 500 damage to us that ignores our evades or our defense stuff, that's actually kind of threatening, and it adds up. And then, you know, NP seal and all that stuff is really annoying on our side, because we generally NP a lot more than the AI does, and all that. So yeah, Benkei's way more annoying as an enemy. Thankfully, normally when you fight him though, he's not, like, he doesn't have that high of stats, and they don't put him in that hard of a boss fight and stuff, but yeah, he can be super annoying. Imagine if they did a boss fight like Summer 3, which was an AoE challenge quest, and it was a really hard one. Imagine if they did that, and one of those enemies had been Benkei, and he was like one of the tankier ones. That would have been really rough. Yeah, Ongra, oh man, yeah, Ongra is way more of a threat as an enemy, because his true damage, you know, oh man, I do 20k, you know, that's nothing. But 20k coming our way, that's everybody's dead, and you literally can't stop it. You know, defense up, all that stuff, none of it works. The only thing that works is guts, so yeah, it's pretty rough. I will say though, Ongra would be way less dangerous as an enemy if he had allies, because when he NPs, you could just attack his allies. So that would make him pretty trash. Kojiro is good. The only thing with Kojiro is he gave him a toolkit that is so based around having good stats. It's a good toolkit, but it's based around having good stats. He's a pure DPS in a very raw numbers kind of way, but he's a 1-star. So unless you grail the shit out of him, his raw numbers are terrible. So I could have won that turn. I'm just not really paying attention because I'm trash. I should have done my MP and stuff. Now, Kojiro's Instinct is not worthless at all. It's actually quite good. First of all, the cooldown is super short, so he can use it really often. And it offsets the amount of, like, the thing about Kojiro is he makes a decent amount of stars through his normal attacks and stuff. And now Kojiro's got that quick up, so he makes, you know, more stars with his normal attacks. But then his NP makes a bunch of stars, just a set amount from the effect. So between his set amount of stars, his own natural star gen, and then his second skill, which is basically Instinct, if you use these things in tandem together at the right timings and stuff, you can pretty much just constantly have crit stars. That's really good. It works. His second skill complements his other abilities really well, and so now he can basically have constant crit stars, and then he has a long-lasting crit up. And a sergeant up, and then sure hit and all that. So it's like, he has a lot in his toolkit that's really good, and he synergizes very well, because he can basically be critting almost constantly, getting NP gain almost constantly, and then NPing really often. And his NP's great. It's single target, quick, and upgraded. That's literally the pinnacle single target damage you can get. And then not only that, but then every time he does it, before damage, he gives himself a quick up, and that quick up lasts 3 turns. That's great. Like, his toolkit's phenomenal. And he's got a short cooldown evade and all that stuff. That's all really good. The problem is that toolkit is completely aimed at stats, right? If he was a 5-star, that'd be like, wow, this is a nice solid assassin here, right? Bit vanilla, but that's quite good. And hell, if he was a 3-star, he'd be really good. It's just the fact that he's it's really wonky to have a toolkit that's like you're just really, you know, DPS nuker. That's a 1-star, right? 1 stars, generally you don't want to be a nuker. You normally want them to be utility, like Asterios and Mozart. You don't care that their stats are low because they're there for, you know, augmenting other characters or debuffing and stuff like that. So it's really awkward. Now, they did that on purpose, and I think it actually is fitting. They did it on purpose because that's how kind of Kojiro is in Fate. He's super skilled and all that stuff, but he's super handicapped because he wasn't summoned properly, he doesn't have a Noble Phantasm, he's not a heroic spirit, he's a wraith, you know, all that stuff. So he's supposed to be really physically weak, he has no magic, doesn't even have a Noble Phantasm, you know, so they represented that rather well, and I think they kind of were like, hey, if you want to, it's kind of like, a lot of people back in the day, when Fates the Night was like the only thing, everyone's like, oh man, imagine if Kojiro wasn't handicapped like this, and maybe he had like a proper master, and he just had a Noble Phantasm blade instead. So grailing him is kind of that. It's like, you know, you're giving him the stats and stuff to go along with his skill and everything. And so that's why, I mean, so many people have grailed Kojiro to 100. A lot of people have done that. So it works out kind of well. But it is kind of frustrating if you're not wanting to grail him and you want to use him as your budget assassin. As I will say, I do legitimately think grailing Kojiro is a pretty decent investment. I don't think it's as good as grailing like 100 Face, because 100 Face is just so outrageously strong and she scales so well. And she also has a really low team cost. But this, I will say, it is pretty cool if you have a fully maxed out Kojiro, because then he maintains this unbelievably low team cost. 1 stars are the cheapest thing, and it'll make it very easy to bring a lot more golds on your team than normal, and not just units, but craft essences. He'll really allow you to bring a lot of really rare stuff, and then still carry his own weight. So especially in boss fights like Bull of Heaven, where most players are going to need multiple assassins, because it's such a long fight and everything, and the way the fight is done, most players are going to need 2 or 3 assassins for that fight. Kojiro is really good there because he can keep up and be one of those assassins you need, but then barely touch your team cost. Like, that's really nice. Now, it demands a lot, though, to get that. You have to give up a lot of grails and all that stuff. And I would say 100 Face, like I say, is still better because she still has a pretty low team cost, and so you'll still be, you know, helping out in that department, and then her stat line is just better, and she's just survived so long, and she has so much team utility, and the art resist down and all that nonsense. So overall, I definitely think if you're going for pure practicality, grailing 100 Face is just better. But grailing Kojiro is still totally fine. It's not gonna be like, oh man, I feel like I totally wasted these grails. That's not really gonna be the case. However, I do think Kojiro is kind of bad if you only are going to grail him to like 80 or something. That doesn't work out so good, because then you've, you know, thrown a good number of grails at him, but his stats are still kind of, and he can die really fast and that kind of thing. Like, his stats are not great. Like, let's be real here. 1-star life, man. I have got to take this song off the playlist. I perfectly like this song. It's just, it's so loud, and then I always don't realize like how disproportionately loud it is to everything else on the playlist. Bugs the heck out of me. That is true that Kojiro doesn't need skill ranks as much as 100 Face does. 100 Face still does pretty well at low skill ranks, like, because she still has good stat lines, she'll still be fairly tanky, and if you just get her upgraded in P, you're in pretty good shape. But to really have 100 Face get that bullshit value, she is fairly skill rank dependent. But I would say in the long run, Kojiro is kind of as well, but I think his skills are easier to level. I love when they just give you just such stupid stories to force them, or not even remotely applicable to the enemies you're fighting. But you know, Sanson though, that's a strong one. I don't think Kojiro really needs a damage buff on one of his skills. Honestly, I think his damage is surprisingly good, because he has an upgraded NP that's also quick, which is the best one, and it's single target, and he gives himself that 20% quick up that lingers. It lasts 3 turns. Like, that's fine. Like, it's totally fine. There's no problem there. What I think they need to do is make his second skill give him mental debuff immunity for 3 turns. That's what they need to do, because that's what it does lore-wise, basically. And it's really stupid that it removes charm, but you can't cast it when you're charmed. I mean, we've talked about this a million times. That's really dumb. Like, that's what they need to fix. Because it's not like that's like some random effect. Like, oh yeah, we'll just give Kojiro mental debuff immunity for some reason. They did that because in lore, he is like super, if you read he's, as far as I'm aware, he's the only person in all of Fate that has this skill. It's not a class skill, it's a personal skill to him. And it's basically, he just has this, you know, insane level of concentration. So he just, it just says he just absolutely cannot, you know, be affected by mental interference. It's not unique to Charm, but like, it's just, mental interference is just not going to affect him. And so in gameplay, they're trying to represent that, but they messed it up really bad because day one FGO, they had no idea what they were doing. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating. So I could kill this guy right now, I think, but I don't want to. What sucks is what I want to do is get MP gain, but there's really no way to do that. So I think we kind of just like throw this turn away and let George tank a bit. Yeah, this is from Ragnarok Online. And that'd be a nice niche if Kojiro was like that assassin that has got massive anti-charm. Because there's been plenty of boss fights where the enemy is like really charm heavy. And because Kojiro is supposed to be Omega immune to charm and stuff, it makes sense for him to be like, oh yeah, that's your counter to the you know, if you're fighting like Mev or something, Kojiro should be the big counter to that. Because lore-wise he is, but and that's what they wanted. That's obviously what they wanted. They just messed it up. And the fact that they don't fix it, it's so frustrating to me when they have like stupid shit in the game like that and they just don't fix it. Can I get an insta-death here, Sanson? Work with me. Yeah, Fion's actually a pretty good anti-charm unit because he has really good uptime on his NP generally, the way you play him. Or he's just 76k anyway, I'm okay with this. I don't know if I'd go full-on debuff immune for 3 turns. I was thinking mental debuff immune for 3 turns. But if you want to do full-on debuff immune for 3 turns, I mean, you could. I'm fine with, you know, 1-stars having really powerful niches like that. That make him like the anti-debuff assassin for budget people anyway, and that's fine. But that is pretty extreme. The thing is, it would not be a problem. It would absolutely not be a problem that Sanson had a quick deck with a Buster NP if his quick cards actually made stars. But they don't. Like, that's the whole problem. It doesn't really matter because a lot of times you might want Sanson to be supporting a Buster unit, like Gramps or something. So it's actually nice to have the option to like, okay, I can bring a kind of a budget. I got my Gramps, but I need a bit more assassin oomph. So I'm not a whale, so I don't have like other gold assassins. So I'll bring Sanson along, and then Sanson can like contribute to a Buster chain, like a double, you know, NP and things like that. And Sanson will, you know, put the big defense down with his NP, so then Gramps' NP will hit harder. Like, that's a nice synergy. And while he's at it, it's like, oh yeah, and he can also then feed a bunch of stars to the team, right? The problem is he doesn't feed a lot of stars to the team. He feeds like no stars to the team with his quick cards. And then you get all the other drawbacks. So you're not getting the positive of quick cards, and you're still getting the negatives of really low damage and NP gain. It's just trash. Like it's not really bad that he has a quick deck. It's bad that he has a quick deck that doesn't make stars, and so it's like it's so annoying. Like and then he has 2 skills that do nothing, right? So like imagine if Sanson had 3 hit count on his quick cards instead of 2, and then imagine maybe his 3rd skill just made like 15 stars or even 20 stars. That would actually be pretty nice. And maybe he gets a Buster up on his 1st skill. So then you do his NP to lead into someone else's NP, and they also have a Buster NP, stuff like that. Yeah, that would be really nice. But you can do split decks and have it work. There's plenty of units like that. It's okay. But Sanson is not one of them. Not at all. I did not realize there was another wave. I thought I was blowing all my stuff. That's why I was like going ham there, because I wasn't paying attention, and I thought that was the end of the the stage. So, whoops! Boy, Sanson's not gonna do good against this. Is this an evil human, guys? Might be in a bit of trouble here. Please tell me I put 100 face in the back. I don't think I did. Like I even wasted Sanson's heal. Oh my god. Watch this mad Stargin, boys. Like he made 3 stars off that quick card. And that was in 3rd place. That was in 3rd place. Oh yeah, we put Medea on the team to get Bond. Oh god. Sanson's gonna do like 140 or something. Cause I think I already used. Oh no, he's not. He may not even do that much because we already used the attack up. Uh oh. Wow, and we didn't get her charisma. Yeah, that's gonna help, guys. We got it. We're going down. $86K when you're counterclassing. Guys, it's fine. Sanson puts a pretty big defense down on the target, so Medea's gonna do so much damage with this rule breaker, guys. If she gets that defense down bonus. Yeah, see, look at that, 1,400. Look at that. Chat, she's level 8, so. Really? Really? If he had not a crit there, are you fucking kidding me? If he had crit on the last attack, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, if he had crit on the last attack, like, if he had attacked again, Guts wouldn't have gone off. And then the crit would have gone just super into overkill, and Guts would have still worked. So we're obviously going to beat this with Hercules, but I'd rather not if we can help it. I actually think if this was just Sanson, if it had nothing in the back, I think Sanson would win. Because we could evade next turn for the NP, and then we have the heal, then we get our NP again and we win. Funnily enough, the only thing stopping us from doing that is Hercules. So I don't have access to my deck. Like, I could do, like, you know, art quick, and then evade, and then he NPs, and then I NP him and I win. I'm gonna try to do that anyway, but it may not work. I'm gonna save the heal for when he debuffs me. I could have done that last turn. The hoops I jumped through to not use Hercules, man. No. Attack one more time. One more time. God, that would have been so bad. Now, see, if we didn't have Hercules, though, we wouldn't have had that RNG there. We would have had enough NP gain to be able to NP here. Obviously, we could have won that, though, with Hercules instead of Sanson. I just wanted to have Sanson do it. Great buffs, yep. Gotta get that anti-human in, you know. Dude, 74K is pathetic, by the way. He has an upgraded NP, he's level 100, and he's 2K foe. And he does 70K on counterclass. Like, that is so bad. It's because he's one of the worst attack stats in the game, and he is an assassin, and, you know, he's a 2-star, obviously, and then he has no damage up. Yeah, his NP's upgraded. That's the only reason it's even that much damage. Dude, he can be level 100 and 2K foe, and he doesn't even have 10K attack. Kojiro, who is a 1-star, gets over 10K attack if you grail him. I have no idea what we're fighting right now. I guess this might be a real boss, so we'll go with what they give me here. I mean, Canis can do normal cards for more than that. Like, absolutely. Wait, I thought we already fought Lancelot. Oh god, I just brought the worst team ever. Dude, you can absolutely fuck. Okay, so you can absolutely fight Lancelot at new. Like, you don't need to counterclass him. You don't need a berserker. You don't need that stuff. You can do it where you're doing half damage. It's doable. But he's immune to debuffs. That's his shtick, right? So this doesn't work. Like, he's not immune to poison. He's just immune to debuffs. Period. So doesn't work out so good there. I forgot that you fought him twice. What did we use last time? I think didn't Hercules just destroy him or something like that? We could do Hercules again. That'll obviously work. We could probably even solo with Hercules, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind like maybe summoning a different berserker that's like, you know, like Lubu or something, just to mix it up. I'll leave it to chat. What do you want to chat? Do you want like do we use another berserker like Lubu? Do we use Hercules, or do we use nothing that counterclasses? So yeah, we could do Beowulf, but I think that's almost too good. Okay, half the things people are saying in chat is just so fucking stupid that I'm just like, what is wrong with you? A lot of people want Beowulf. That's probably gonna be pretty easy, but we could do it. I could do an what about an NP1 better or Beowulf? Because that's pretty not OP, I would say. So that's a pretty low M berserker. Mori would destroy this. You could turn 1 this with Mori. I'll do Beowulf. We reset after we beat it and then solo with Hercules or something. Summer Joan of Arc would wreck this, or Jerker. She would super wreck it. I like how I've got the anti-ruler command code on. That actually doesn't work here, even though he works like a ruler. He's not actually a ruler. Did I level Qingong? I don't think I did. This is like the time. This is the time for it. But, I didn't do it. Do I have Caesar's third skill? No. Fuck. I have very little support for Beowulf. Could use Mozart for stars. Alright, we'll do that. It's kind of silly, but... most of the budget stuff you would use with Beowulf, I just haven't leveled yet. Qingong, Shakespeare. Other people with Stargen would be good. Caesar would work pretty well. The crit up and all, and then the attack up, MP up, that'll be pretty solid. I want NP2 Beowulf on my main account. I mean, he can't get crit twice. We have taunt. I might pick Beowulf for my next 4-star ticket so I can get an MP2. Either that or Hercules, because like I say, I'm so tired of not having Hercules on my main account. But MP2 Beowulf is really tempting, because I'm going to grow him to 90 at some point, and having him MP2 would be really nice for that. Now this also does bonus damage to Lawful, I think? The, that command card there. See, we could have NP'd so long ago if Hans had his 3rd skill upgrade. I'd take a free CE ticket. There's plenty of CEs that I think people would want like that. By the way, the best one would be Poster Girl, but anyway. This was so easy though. This is like so straightforward. And then look at this. We still have the crit buff too. This fight's really easy though. Like it's such a straightforward fight. Like there's not much to it. Yep, K-Scope would be a very popular pick. I'm not gonna bother resetting. This is just there's not really much hype in this fight. I mean seriously, that was an MP1 Beowulf. That's like nothing. That's why it's actually quite easy with Lubu. You could do the same setup with Lubu and you'd be fine. I probably wouldn't bring Hans, but although I really only brought Hans because I don't have things like Shakespeare. Yeah, right now, if they give us a free 4-star ticket right now, it'd be between Hercules and Beowulf. And because this account exists, I'd be leaning towards Beowulf. I don't know though, I'm just going on and on and on and never having Hercules. Like I have every 4-star unlimited. I have every unlimited 4-star except for Hercules. And I've been playing this game for so long. Like it's dumb. And I rolled on White Day. I mean, come on now. Yeah, Beowulf getting a raid up would be nice. It is wild though, because they gave out that free 5-star ticket, I don't know what they're gonna do for the 5th year anniversary, so I don't know. I know I shouldn't be because disappointment is abound with DW, but I really am so excited for the 5th year anniversary because like who knows, we might get something good. Like we might get story replay or something. Like we could get a challenge tower or something, like you know, like a dungeon crawly thing. Like it could do something, it could happen. Probably not, but it's our one chance, man. And, you know, if we get something cool, like you know, some crazy weird bonus, like another free 5-star, I don't think they would do that. But might be a little soon to go ham with Lancelot here, but why not? Yeah, I'd like that as well, a monthly challenge tower that resets, but I want it to be better than Epic 7's, because the problem with Epic 7's is the first like 60 floors are just filler trash that you can do with your eyes closed. And then like the last chunk isn't actually worth a damn. And it's like, why do we need 60 floors of nothing? Like, why? So I wouldn't want it to be done like that. I really think a big part of why we don't have other game modes is DW does not know how to make a good gameplay loop with other game modes. They're like, well, we make AP costs so high and everything, Like, if there's a new event, you have to spend all of your AP on the new event because all the nodes cost 40 AP and stuff, right? Like, they don't know how to make like a gameplay loop that involves other game modes and stuff. Like, in terms of like reasonable amount of time and AP and all that kind of. FGO is so basic with the way they handle that stuff, and it's so bad at it that I really think that's a big part of it. And they also just can't be bothered to make a new game mode. Like, FGO is pretty much the only long-lasting game like it that has never added a new game mode, right? That speaks volumes. Yeah, rotating story banners is another idea that I really like, and they're gonna have to. That's what TW just does not like even think about what's going on in their own game, right? Like. There's so much bloat. There's way more CEs than there used to be. There's way more units than there used to be. Things get so, like, so for example, a rotating story banner, you could basically just have like a rotating, 5-star and 4-star that changes every month or something. So you could have like Lantoria and Lancelot, and then next month it's, got whatever and whatever, right? And you could also rate up CEs because that's one really fair to the player base, because a lot of people wouldn't roll on a story banner even if it had a rate up like that, right? It's just they'd rather save up for that new shiny thing, and that's fine. But some people are like, okay, I'm really happy with my account, but I'm missing this one CE that I just can't get. And so if let's say it's K-Scope, or maybe it's demonic or whatever, and when that thing does get rated up, like, okay, I'm just gonna get this damn thing now, even though maybe rolling story is a little inefficient. This is just like that one thing that I really need, for God's sake, so I'm gonna roll. Like that's so much. That'd be so much better if they did that. Because honestly, if you had the original pool, like the day one FGO Gacha, and you played the game for a long time, you're absolutely gonna get K-Scope. There were so few 5-star CEs back then. You play for like a year or two, I mean, you're gonna have all of them in MLB in like no time. And that's part of why they add more, and that's fine, but I really think they've gone overboard, and like the fact that there's nothing that like lets you target anything. There's so many CEs now and so many units now. I don't know if that was like a worthy time for that, but I'm sorry we can't hear you all this money, I know, right? Yeah, it's annoying when FGO is the only major game like this that just does not do anything. It's like, I don't understand. Yeah, I hate so many. What the hell? Lancelot, please! Well, at least he hit Mozart, who was counterclassing him. The only good thing about that was it just allows me to get a free NP game turn. I was so sure that Lancelot was gonna kill that, and then I was gonna put all the I was gonna get my NP to overkill, right? We're gonna do the double R on that guy with no health, so I'd get overkill. But no. Boy, that could have gone a lot worse. Why are we fighting Da Vinci? What? Couldn't I buff Lancelot enough for him to do 58k at neutral? I mean, his CE adds no damage. His MP4, level 70. I'm gonna say yes. I feel like I'm gonna regret this. I could do that Buster card, that would definitely kill it. I'm wanting to overcharge Robin. I mean, he can do 58k, right? Surely he can do 58k with art up and attack up. Actually, double art up and attack up. Oh yeah, that was fun. See, if I had paid attention to how much damage he was doing against the dolls, I would know, but I wasn't. I was looking at chat. I was really in autopilot there, so I have no idea how much damage he had done to the dolls earlier. I don't even know how much health he had. Man, if I had known she wasn't gonna hit Lancelot, I would have saved his first skill there. He only has 2 actions per turn, so kind of a mistake. Now I could use Robin's 3rd skill and have Lancelot crit again, but I think let's go for the MP gain. I kind of want people to die so Ushi just shows up. Although Ushi does not have her 3rd skill, so she could die to the MP. It's almost like survival skills are important or something. I was really hoping she'd kill Mozart right there. Do I want Robin to live? I don't really know. If I want him to die, I should use his 3rd skill now, let him die to the MP. The Star Gem could like Ushi crit, and that'd be good. I guess I'll try to keep him alive. I feel like he's not going to get his NP before poison wears off, though. We'll be pushing it really close. The way the deck just shuffled there was not ideal. No 90% crit fail, please. Okay, we got our MP just in time. This is the last turn of poison. Now we get David, I think, which is like perfect timing. Now I could, I wish I had Ushi's NP because I could overcharge Robin and get a lot more damage again, but can't do it. For command codes, when do good CCs come to NA? Well, you have some that are okay. You don't have any that are amazing, but the Star Generation one is good, and that's probably the best one you have is the Star Generation one. But that's just, you know, eh. But yeah, like Guildfest had some good ones. They kind of just trickle them in over time. Like the 2 that I can think of that aren't Summer 3 has a good one. Really good ones in Summer 3 actually. So yeah, Guildfest and Summer 3 will kind of be your first 2 that I can think of that are really strong. Because you get the 20% damage to Servants one, that's obviously applicable for like every boss fight ever. And then Summer 3, I'm pretty sure you get the 4-star, when you use the card, it just makes a set 4 stars, crit stars, like just boom. That one's super good. But yeah, it takes a minute to get a full roster of command spells, or command cards that are good. Command codes that are good. Oh yeah, this altar one is at Christmas. Cause she's Santa altar. The damage cut one is good, but that's not one that you're gonna really notice on a lot of characters. It's really only good on very specific characters. And it is really nice on those characters, but they're more niche characters. You don't, the damage cut, like if you throw it on, like if your favorite's like Gilgamesh or something, it's not gonna really do anything. That one is nice though, but it's still relatively low impact on your average unit. Oh yeah, the Star Absorb one, that's good. That one's good. Man, I don't remember these boss fights like at all. Freaking plot monk is so worthless here. This is honestly where I'd use Lubu again if I had leveled them. I'm finding this very awkward. I'm not leveling Lubu because I have Hercules, but Hercules is so good I don't want to use them a lot of the time. So I end up just not having a Berserker. Like, it's getting kind of annoying. And I feel like later I'll just use Hercules and fuck it. I don't feel like doing that until, like, it's a really hard boss fight or Babylon and stuff, but it is making an issue. Probably fighting a humanoid. Get that Mordred music. Now we haven't done Aussie yet. Oh, these guys. I doubt this is gonna be anything too fancy. A common tactic with command codes is you put star generation on some cards and then star absorb on some other cards. So they're making more stars and they're funneling those stars better. So it really boosts up their crit chance, especially for solo units. That can be very effective. It's not always the right call, but it's definitely a good call often. Bonk. That was a really annoying spread of cards. I would have preferred like Ku's art card without on some other time and to do all three of her art cards. Like that would have been way better. Everyone at 98% NP. Great. We got George. Yeah, I know. Same here, Lost. I'd like to see Lancelot like that. The question is, which card do you put the Star Gen on? Like the Santa Altar one? I'd be tempted to put it on an art card, so while you're doing art stuff, you're making more stars while you're at it, and then put the Star Absorb on the other art card. However, you could put it on like the Buster card, and then put Star Absorb on both art cards. And then obviously you could put it on the Quick card, and you do like a turn like Buster, Art, Quick, and then you focus completely on... yeah, I guess you surely put the Star Absorb on both art cards, because he's got that third skill that makes stars as well. That's surely what you do then. Thankfully, there's a command code that gives art cards specifically. You can only put it on an art card. But it gives that art card 100% more Star Absorb. And they give you that command, and then there's another one that you can put on any card that is 100% Star Absorb, and you get that command code twice. So you have a lot of options for that. Yeah, it seems like most people use those Star Absorb things on other units, because, you know, a lot of people like Lancelot, but they don't like him enough to give him that, because that's a really high priority one. The Star Absorb command code is one of the more sought after ones. So like I said, thank goodness they give it out twice. And I'm sure they're going to make a Buster one and a Quick one at some point. I hate passing on all those art cards. Yeah, Kita's art card could be a good pick for that. Not bad. Yeah, Lancelot's DPS would really skyrocket with that kind of setup, so I would be interested to see what he could pull off. It was 10-10-10 and all that good stuff. Nursery Rhyme doesn't necessarily need it if If you're using Nursery Rhyme mostly in team gameplay, I don't think she really needs it. Her skill's good enough if you are using her with some as long as someone else on the team is making a decent amount of stars, we have Mozart or whatever. Because the thing, a lot of times you're gonna use Nursery Rhyme with like just Mozart or maybe Tam with 2030. So a lot of times her Star Absorb on her own would be good. Now if you're wanting to use Nursery Rhyme solo, then you're gonna want maybe the command code, but yeah, in a team I don't think it would matter so much. Same for Lancelot though. Lancelot doesn't really need the Star Absorb in a team context because he has like the highest Star Absorb ever. And so in a team context he doesn't need it at all. It's just in a solo that he does. Because the thing is, a Star Absorb skill doesn't work in a solo because you're still funneling them towards the same 5 cards, because you have all 5 cards. The only Star Absorb skills that work in a solo, or Last Man Standing, or whatever, is stuff like Mordred's new second skill, where it only puts the Absorb on the Buster card. So then you could still turn like 20 stars into really high crit chances and stuff. But skills like that are pretty rare. You know what? I should have done the art chain for Ku. Oh well, too late now. Yeah, Lancelot Star Absorb. You could, if Lancelot has 1 card and like the other 4 cards are your other 2 units, but then you only have like 12 stars or something, he's absolutely gonna crit. Like it's crazy, which is nice. I've thought about that too with Canis. I'm not sure, and I think they're gonna add Star Absorb Buster cards, like the art one where you can only put the Star Absorb on a Buster card. And if they did that, I might give them to her. It's so tempting because here's the thing. I'm serious. This is no shit, man. Those Buster crit up command codes add an insane amount of damage. Like one of them is up to 25%. That's nuts. So if you've got like a unit like Canis, who's got, 2 attack ups for herself, and one's a unique buff type, and then a crit up for herself, and then you're Buster chaining, and then you have a command code that's adding 20 to 25% crit damage. I mean, it's just nuts. Now, I will say sometimes it's overkill, and you end up breaking the health. It's like, hey, look, this boss had like 90k health left, and I crit him for 200k. It's like, that's not really practical, where if you did Star Absorb, as you say, you'd crit a lot easier. It'd be a lot easier to get the crits off. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe you do one with the Absorb and the other with the crit one. So that the crit. So basically, if you make a fuckload of stars, or you just get lucky, the command code that's got the crit up, Buster crit up on it, that'll do the big damage. And then the other Buster you put Absorb on, so it's critting reliably. So you could do that. But I don't know. Sometimes splitting the difference ends up fucking up everything. So I don't know. Oh yeah, and the Gilgamesh one too, because that's 20% damage if you crit, and it's 20% damage if you don't crit. That's probably her best one. Like, I don't give it to her because I give it to Ku, obviously. I was on Mordred right now, but that's just temporary. But, yeah, I'd say the Gilgamesh one is definitely her best, just because even if you're not critting, you're getting a nice chunk of damage. If you do crit, you're getting a huge chunk of damage. The only time it's bad is if you're not fighting a servant, where if you have a crit up, that works on a dragon or a, one of these fuckers or a servant, so that can sometimes be more reliable. Man, I don't know what the hell just happened. I just got like really dizzy all of a sudden. It's weird. I feel fine aside from that, but I suddenly got kind of dizzy. It's weird. You can overwrite 1-star command codes, but 1-star command codes are trash. Like, they're so trash. Like, they're not really even helping you. Yeah, it sucks NA's gonna have to wait a while. It takes him a good bit of time to add a lot of command codes to give you a lot of different options. Because they do start to add, you know, a nice chunk where you got some good ones, but then there's no options because it's like the first 5 good ones are the ones you use, right? You don't start having like combinations and all that until they add a lot more. And they generally only add 1 5-star, 1 4-star, and 1 3-star at a time, so it does take a while. Actually, it's not worth it to save your keys. You should go ahead and use the keys on the units that you know you're going to be upgrading anyway. You don't have to use keys again. Like for Ku, for example, I unlocked all of Ku's command code slots immediately because, of course, he's going to be the one I give command codes to. So it doesn't matter if I unlock them now or a month from now. It makes no difference. And what I did, I gave both Scath and Ku, I gave them... I unlocked all of their command codes, because, like I said, I'm going to do that anyway. And then I gave them star generation on their quick cards, so when they do their quick chains, it makes a few more stars. And then I did crit damage up on their buster cards, so then when they crit after their NP turn, it does a little bit more damage. That's pretty minimal, and like, it's not going to help them that much. A few more stars, a little bit more crit damage. But I can just replace those command codes when I get better ones. So, you know, if I don't want to use the respec item, you can overlap 2-star command codes. You don't have to respec out of those. You only have to use a respec on 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star. And by the way, you can't overwrite 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star command codes. You cannot delete them. The game won't let you. If you don't have a respec item, you just can't remove. You can't remove it. So you'll never lose them. But like, you know, it definitely, my Ku and Scath are definitely a noticeable bit stronger with their command codes right now. Like I literally picked like the 2 command codes that are actually worth the fuck. And they're noticeably stronger. They're making a few more stars on their NP quick turns, and then when they do crit, they do a little bit more damage. Those 2 things combined is a noticeable increase. It's not huge like a lot of the other command codes are, but it's definitely noticeable. And then when they do add like the Gilgamesh command code, the Santa Altar one, stuff like that, I'll just replace the 2-star ones. So it's like no big deal. You know, you can't. I don't. You might be able to burn the 3-star command codes. I never tried, but you might be able to burn them. I don't know why you would. The thing is, it takes so long to get a decent amount of 3 to 5-star command codes. By then, you'll unlock more 2-star command codes and more respec items. Like, who else are you going to use them on? Like, you might as well use them on your favorites, right? So, like, if I'm wanting to give like Billy some decent command codes, but not the top of the line stuff, I'll probably have gotten more Star Gather ones by then anyway. Right? There's no point in having them and not using them. It's like really backwards. And for real, in the long run, you get so many respec items. Most people won't use half the ones that they get. Now, that doesn't mean you just slap command codes on whoever, because again, a lot of the 2-star command codes, they just don't really do anything. The star generation ones are decent, the crit ones are decent, the absorb ones are decent too. They're not that good because it's so little absorb, but it's okay. Like if you wanted to, like on Okita for example, you could put star generation on her quick cards and maybe the 2-star star absorb on her art card or something like that. That you know, it'll help a bit, you know, because basically it has a slightly higher chance to put the crit towards the art card, and you make a few more stars so you have a higher crit chance to begin with. Those 2 things complement each other, and it will result in a few more art crits for sure, but it's not half as good as like the 100% star absorb, not even close. I mean, obviously 25 versus 100, who knew the 100 was more? And the dot clear one's alright too, but you can put that, that's kind of a flex item, and then you can also just put it on like, you know, a card that the unit doesn't use very often. There are some units though that you really, like Hercules, I already put it on Hercules on an A. I immediately put the dot clear on Hercules. Hell, my Hercules on this account I already have the dot clear on because it helps him so much. But yeah, that's a decent one. That one's a decent one. As for which card to put it on though, I would say yeah, Buster card normally. Because a lot of times you don't want to have to stop. You don't want to stop. It's like, you know, Hercules is like, I want more red cards, right? And so the last thing you want to do is like, oh man, this dot's gonna kill me, make me lose a life. You don't want the pain train to stop, right? You just press red, I know, right? So yeah, I would generally say put it on a Buster card. And then maybe you also put it on another card as well if you do end up doing something weird. But like normally I have to just put one on the Buster card, and then maybe, you know, Buster crit damage on the other two ones, or Star Absorb, or something like that. You could, if once the game's been out for a while and you've got a lot of respec items, you could give like Hercules all damage on his Buster cards, and then if an emergency comes up and a really hard boss fight calls for you having dot removal, then you just respec and add the dot removal. Because if you're sitting there on like 45 respec items and you're all about that Hercules, you're not going to need the dot removal that often, and you might as well just respec into it every once in a while. Like that would be fine. So with Sigurd and Siegfried, I would say if you don't like Siegfried at all, but you like Sigurd, give it to Sigurd. If you like them both, but you like Sigurd more, I would still give it to Siegfried. Because Siegfried benefits, I'd say, significantly more from the anti-dragon stuff, because Siegfried is more worth using against dragon enemies, and he's more worth using with George to make them dragons and those kinds of things, because he has so much more synergy involved with the dragon side of things, that most units, if you slap the anti-dragon command code on them, they're not going to see value out of it outside of when you're specifically fighting a dragon. With Siegfried, it's so easy to use him with George, and it's so worthwhile using him with George, he's not really holding you back, that it's way more worth it. Like, Sigurd and George isn't really worth it unless you wanted George anyway. And yeah, George is good often, but Siegfried is worth it with George, just, even if you didn't want George. Like, it's so much better, and that means you're going to be getting the value out of that card really often, even when you're not fighting a dragon. Whereas Sigurd, you're still really only going to get that command code going when the enemy was naturally a dragon, and occasionally with George. But again, if you don't like Siegfried at all, and you really like Sigurd, then yeah, you could give it to Sigurd. For Sigurd though, I really would say I would rather give him the Buster crit stuff. Because Sigurd is way more of a general use saber. You don't really... The dragon stuff is nice, but it's not that big of a deal in his kit. He's way more about just critting, period. So, giving him like the Buster crit up makes a lot more sense for him, in my opinion. And you don't even have to give him the Ishtar one. There's just the red code one, and there's quite a few Buster crit ones now, and like the Musashi swords and all that. Although you're not gonna get the Musashi swords for a really long time. I wouldn't worry too much about the Bless one. It's not enough healing to matter too much. It's not bad. Like, it can add up, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, for real, if you give him the faux one for heals for 200. And then like 2 Bless ones, and you're doing that Brave Chain every turn, so you're healing for what, 400 every single turn. That can add up, you know. Let's say it's a longer solo. That can be a lot of healing, sure, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Generally, the Bless one is kind of whatever. Like, I don't even use it. Like I said, I think the low star command codes that are worth using is really the Star Generation one. Like, seriously, almost every unit will benefit from that, even if they're not a crit servant. Like, a solo unit is just going to see a lot more like, when you do make stars, you make a few more, that's going to help you more than, like, healing for 100 or whatever. Because a lot of times you don't fail a stage by, like, 100 health. A lot of times the boss overkills you by, like, 2,000 or something. Okay, this is definitely the Aussie chapter. This is probably Nido Chris or something, or just Sphinxes. I know what I'll do. I should have done this for my own account by now, but thank you, George. Alright, we're finally using Hercules, because I mean, look at how multi-class this is. This is obviously the time. The 1000 damage plus one actually is not too bad. It's not as good as like the Gilgamesh one generally, but it's still just like, hey, a nice chunk of damage. If you combine the 1000 damage with the faux pas system they add later, and there's like grailing and 2k foeing and all that, it's like, damn, you can get a lot of like neutral buster damage or what have you. It can be pretty nice actually. Oh yeah, you can totally give the Gil one to Gil. Like like the Aya one, the Aya command code, that's obviously good for him, and like the Gilgamesh one, they did that on purpose. The Chains of Heaven one is fine on him too. Do I taunt right now? I guess so. This George is really tanky, so. I really like the 1000 damage one when they have like Divinity, because then it's like these stack and it's kind of nice. So this is so much overkill. I could kill both enemies right now, but I want the extra attack just for the MP gain, I guess. And I don't mind having a turn go to waste here. Whipping so much of his heal, but I'm gonna get a free turn up its cooldown, so I think it's worth. Hercules special indeed. I wish George could do his art card and then do Buster Buster and Herc, but can't do that. And so this is nice, because this free turn off our cooldown means I only have one turn without taunt. Because that was our first turn without taunt, but we killed them, so they didn't get to attack, so it didn't matter. And then now we only have one turn without taunt, but we have evade from David still, so Hercules ain't going anywhere. Okay, now we need to actually kill these. Damn it, he's getting greedy for NP gain there. David, no! Yeah, David's evade is so good. I can already, wait, I don't have it at rank 10, so we're not quite there yet. We got a little bit more to go. If it was rank 10, I could cast it right now. Yeah, there's plenty of events where there's lost alt mats in the shop. I mean, every mat they've ever added ends up in the shop sooner or later. I like how I'm playing this really tactically, and I'm trying to like get long-term value and min-max like health gain and NP gain and all that. And I'm like expecting the final wave to like be like super hard, but it probably isn't. So I'm like doing all this for nothing. But, you know, I didn't know what the stage was going into it, so I brought a team like this, and then, you know, you gotta play what you got, so. I'm assuming it's a Sphinx. Nope, Nitocris, okay. That's almost 400k. She has insta-death and all that, so we do want to kill her post-haste. Now what's a shame is I'm going to get George's defense buff from his NP when he doesn't have taunt. Like, because it could go to waste. She might not attack him. It only lasts one turn. It's really nice to have taunt and then use his NP, because then you know the defense buff from his NP is actually getting value. And you also have the defense buff from his taunt, so that's like, it's amazing. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out here. Now, Hercules does defense down, so he makes the other ones do more damage. Well, I guess we do this. Man, we're getting we're overcharging the defense buff on George. That sucks. Honestly, you have to be really careful with applying rare traits to enemies, because there's so many units that have ludicrously powerful niches against them. Like, it'd be kind of too much. Also, with a command code, you could apply it like every turn in a solo, and that's kind of busted. Like that'd be pretty busted on a lot of stuff. If it's niche enough, sometimes you could do it. But yeah, you'd have to be really careful with that. Overall, I'd say it's probably not a good idea. The only one I can think of that might be okay is human, just because there's only one anti-human, and that servant's a joke. But other than that, yes. Oh god, if you get put threat to humanity on the enemy, that'd be so busted. Dude, and Kidu is already so strong, that would be way too much. Like, even Divine would be way too much. There's just too many servants that have really powerful anti-Divine stuff. It's way too much. Like, imagine Scath if she had a command code to apply Divine to the enemy. Like, that's bullshit. Like, that's way too strong. You could probably get Array with Roman, even though there are a lot of units that synergize with it, like, really powerfully, just because Romulus already exists. It's already possible to do it. At that point, I guess it's okay. Especially because, I would say this, if Romulus only did it with his NP, I'd say it's not okay. Because that wouldn't be fair. If Romulus has to do all that work to do it, then LOL, I can just do it with a normal card. But because Romulus can do it with his NP, and he can do it with a skill, then I'm like, okay, then it's okay if you do with anybody. And that'd be nice for Boudica, because right now Boudica is good if she's working with Romulus, but Romulus is a 5-star, and that's just kind of silly. So it'd be kind of nice if you had a more budget way to enable Boudica, because it's not about making Boudica do damage. It's about Boudica giving damage to someone else, because Boudica gives the anti-Roman damage to the whole team now. So she's a damage support, but she needs to be Roman. So if you basically you would give Boudica the Roman thing. That way, all in one package, she can make them Roman and then make your teammates do super huge damage against Romans, right? And that way you don't need to work with something specific. You know, you wouldn't want to give it to like Mozart, because then you'd have to specifically bring Mozart and Boudica. Like, what if that's not the right thing, right? So it's much easier to just put it on Boudica. Yeah, so anti-Roman I think is fair, because the way that I don't know, you have to be careful though, because that would make Romulus better too. Like, you could put it on, like, oh god, you could give the command code to Romulus. That's so much Roman in one place. That you'd really you might have to put a cooldown on it. That would make it really limited with Boudica though, but you might have to do that. Because if you put a cooldown on it, it wouldn't be quite good enough for Boudica. Like, at that point, that's kind of eh. But if you don't put a cooldown on it, it might be too good for Romulus. I don't know, we got units like Ishtar and Super Orion and stuff like that. So, like, right now, Romulus is certainly not as strong as units like that. Outside of very specific circumstances. And even with the command code, I think he'd keep up at that point, but I don't think he'd be eclipsing them. I think he might still be a bit behind, even. Depends. And Hercules has never lost his evade. And we didn't even reapply it, it no affected, so. It's 10% NP, and yeah, if that 10% battery skill, command code, the Merlin one, that did not have a cooldown on it, that would be absolutely stupid. So much looping. Lost. I would actually say he's close to being balanced. I do think he's a bit OP, but he's almost fair, because he does have drawbacks. There are times that he's not good. There are circumstances where he's not like the best pick. But they're not that common, and he's so good anyway that I do think he's a bit OP. But I don't think he's like as OP as some people make him out to be, and as OP as some of the other stuff out there. Alright, well we have Guts, so if he hits the death procs, we're not screwed. So she might die here? Definitely would die here if we had our attack buff. I think she's dead. Oh yeah, she's dead. Actually, in a lot of ways, Waver's NP does do damage, just not directly, and not because of the curse, but because of the defense down. It's a pretty sizable defense down, so it will make everybody else do quite a bit more damage. It's okay on Beowulf. I will say I'm not sure I would give it to him. It depends. And in team play, I think it's pretty good. Right? In team play, that just really helps him get his NP when he finally gets his art card, which is, it's in one of 3 hands, that you start with, so it's not gonna take too long to get it. You'll get a freaking huge amount of NP right there, and there you go. So that'd be really good. And his solo, you're only gonna really NP with him once generally, and he's gonna get that one NP in time, so he doesn't need it. So for soloing, he's not gonna need it. But for team play, that would be pretty nice. Just because it makes it, very, very reliable to get your NP very quickly. Yeah, before his NP buff, yeah, the defense down wasn't so good. But after the NP buff, it's really good. It was alright, it still adds up, because it's the defense down with his attack up, and so the total is quite good. I wonder if this is the one where you fight all the clones and stuff. No, I think that one they just tell you it's Rider Caster. Is this the Demon Pillar? I didn't think you fought the Demon Pillar before that fight, but I guess you do. Alright, let's see. Man, I'd be so much more confident if Uchi had her 3rd skill. For not having that concerns me. Might bring Atlas. I think there were debuffs here, but we'll see. We'll see what he does, and then we'll decide. If we lose, might bust it out. This is a pretty weird moment in the story. Now, I remember on the Pundit 3-star account, we couldn't use Plot Monk. We had to summon a 3-star with a 3-star CE. So that'll definitely make it easier. Well, he has debuffs, but we're no affecting it. Woo! This might look weird, but it's more NP gain for Plot Monk, and that's important because her first skill's not maxed, so we don't get as much charge as we might like. I need to really try to get the NP again next turn, and then do the attack up for the Mystic Code with her NP up. At least she does crit down. That's good. Oh, that's right. We got that to David, so we're super good on that front. Only with leveled Hans' third or second skill more, but we don't have the caster gem, so it should be such a good time to use it, though. Who do I save? We'll wait. Hopefully they live. Hans, please. Hans is 80% right now. I think he's still in B1. I should check to see if I've got another copy of him. I haven't really looked. Need to get that NP rank up. Gotta say, Plot Monk is making this good bit easier. So that's nice. Damn it! Man, if we had applied the heal up last turn, it would have ticked twice before it took damage again, so then they would be a lot healthier. I guess we let Ushi die and we try to get another Plot Monk NP, but we can't art chain with her. We can art chain with Ushi, so I could give Ushi the evade, but she'll just die to the NP next turn. So that is really unfortunate. I guess we do that. That is so sad. This is like the saddest turn. Land the defense buff on Plot Monk. I don't care about anything else. You forking brat adult person. We might lose Plot Monk here. Don't crit. Our crit down failed, by the way. She has. Okay, we're good. Oh man. I like how he didn't land the attack up either. Like, we could at least have made our NP do more damage, right? But, no. Oh my god, he did NP drain. No, no, no. No, 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 attack again. No, no, no. No, no, no. Okay. Oh yeah, he does that giant heal. That's the thing. This is not good. I'm not just bitching, I'm legitimately blaming Hans. Like, we could have gotten another Ushi NP if Hans had done better. Like, we could have, this NP would do more damage. Ushi could have lived longer and got another NP. And that's what we kind of need to make up for the heal and all that. He guarded the crit down again. Remember when I said, oh god, we didn't really need 100 Faces NP upgrade? Although I think you can't get it until you beat Camelot anyway, but it would be nice right now. I need 100 Faces to live one more turn. I don't want to use her heal right now. I may really regret this decision. I'm being greedy. Is this really the time to be greedy? I don't know. It's like we don't even have the art resist down. She's still in P1, isn't she? She is. Okay, well, I'm not even sure we bring 100 Face then, because we have an unupgraded NP and it's NP1. I don't know about that. Our first skill is rank 1 too. Yeah, I don't know, champ. Oh, this ain't looking so good. Also, we didn't get the crit down again. Yep. Imagine if we landed the crit down. That'd have been good. Oh, he cleansed it. What a dick. Okay, we made some adjustments here. That's another situation where Hercules would have won if he didn't have a teammate. Because the turn would have been canceled, and then he would have Buster and won. Is there any... Do I have any higher starting NP for our boy here? Because if he get in turn 1 NP, that would be so much better. We haven't gotten Imaginary Element, and if I could Limit Break Leyline, we'd be good. But okay, hold on. Let's do a little bit of management here. We could obviously win this by just summoning a friend like my Ushi, a level 70 Ushi. That would make us win this very easily, or 100 phase. But I want to do the story support if I can. Because seriously, summoning an Ushi here, we'd win easy. Well, obviously we'd win with the Bond CE, but that's super overkill. I don't think I can level Hans's skill right now. Yeah, I don't think I can level any of his skills. I think I have no blue caster gems and stuff at the bottom. I hate the way that it puts them at the bottom if you don't have the mats for them. It's just annoying. Yep, that sucks. Mozart might be good here, depending. Okay, hold on. How do we get... Why do we have Alexander at NP3, man? That doesn't help. Don't worry, guys. We got NP3 Phantom, but we can't get NP2 Hans. That's unfortunate. I know, I think we have NP3 Fionn, and NP2 Nursery. Yeah, he's NP3. We got him so much, dude. So ridiculous. Story summon, bit good. Honestly, for the early game, we probably would have been better off with Curse Arm, just because he's NP5. So, our 100 face is so weak because of varying factors. Like that 5-star Ember though. Okay, more Chin Gongs, that's good. I mean, there is no Saber Mash, and Mash and Fionn have nothing in common. Well, that's actually not true. They both have Taunt and a survival skill and that kind of thing, but one's a support, one's a DPS, you know, one's a loopy damage dealer, the other one's a loopy... I guess, you know, they actually do have more in common than I was thinking, actually. They're both art units, they both loop like crazy, they both have taunts and a survival skill, they're both skill rank dependent. And Phelan does have support for the team, not loads, but he has some. So weirdly enough, they actually do have a good bit in common there. I mean, Dion is more about taunting, really. He's pretty much just George. And then on the side, he's got some nice debuffs. But yeah, there's no Saber match, so it still doesn't make any sense. But so I really wish I could ascend Ushi. She could use the stats, and then the evade would help so much. So I don't think David was worth it. Hold on. This ain't no NA account. We get to do this stuff. I don't know if we're gonna use him this second, but I'm tired of not having Chen leveled, so we're doing it. He's also amazing. I like him so much, dude. He's such an awesome character. Listen to this man.
さて、着替えますか。軍師たる者、威厳は必要なもので、こうでもしないと命令を拒否する将軍がいるのですよ。
I farmed some on this account, not much, because it's an ult, but also, ever since the creation of this account, there's only been one event ever. So, it hasn't even really been an option, even if I had wanted it, if I wanted to farm a bunch.
Sit. 今回は衣の贈呈はないのですか？つまらないですね。
I'm so happy that they added him because he's very good and he helps slow stars, but he's not OP at all. Like, not at all, but he's super good and he has a lot of flexibility, which is great. Very well designed unit. Like, I swear it's luck. I swear they just accidentally made this guy like really good for the game and like really balanced and reasonable, right? Like it's like the perfect mix of everything. I swear it's just an accident. They didn't mean to do it. It just happened to work out this way. He's like, I don't know how to describe it. He's like the most honorable, lovable, absolute jackass, right? Like, you know, it's amazing. I absolutely love him. Yeah, he's like honorable on the surface. He's like honorable on the surface, but he's not actually honorable at all, really. But I mean, you know, he does get the job done. That's the thing. So I mean, it's dude, his My Room lines are just like the best thing. I don't really know what Ascension I want to use. I guess stage 1. You see the green kind of more clearly. Sometimes less is more. Yeah, I'll go stage 1. I will say the one issue with Chen is he is a bit skill rank dependent. His mats aren't too bad though, but he's another caster, so caster gems, they're gonna murder you. But that's the main reason I've been hesitant to level him, is just because to really get use out of him, I kind of need him to be upgraded a bit more. Some of his skills though, like his taunt doesn't really need to be upgraded, although it's nice, but it doesn't really need to be upgraded. But the other skills do need to be upgraded to really shine. Oh wait, did I get another 100 face? Thank God. I'm so sick of this stupid tuna can, dude. Ugh. That's like, I'm serious, that's like the worst update they've done. It's just, it's so annoying. Like obviously it only wastes a few seconds here and there, but it's just so aggravating. So it's good to have a level 1 Chin and a level maxed out Chin, but I'm gonna go ahead and up his NP because I'm not gonna need a level 1 Chin for a while. So in the meantime, I think it's totally fine to get that NP rank going. I like how Mozart was one of the last bronzes we got. I thought he was, but apparently Blackbeard was the last one we got. But then we got him MP5 like immediately, so that was kind of annoying how that worked out. Okay. What's the daily right now? I'll tell you the one, I won't do it on stream right now, but the one thing I need to do is freaking caster daily, like holy crap. Okay. Yeah, Blackbeard we got today. It's kind of whack. But yeah, we now have all the bronzes. Unfortunately, Hans is not in P2 yet. Yeah, there's so many things I could summon that would just make this boss fight a joke. But that's why we don't do it, because we don't want the boss fight to be a joke. I almost wonder if Chin, even at level 48, at 111, I wonder if that would be better. The main issue is the fact that it's 111. If it was like, you know, 444 or something, I'd say, oh yeah, absolutely. Or hell, just 144 or something. I really hate that Hans can't turn 1 NP. Let me just, I don't think there's any world where I've gotten enough late. I hate ley lines so much. I mean, I love it as a CE. It's a really helpful 3-star CE. It's just, I hate that you can't get it from regular pools. You know, I have Battle of Camelot limit broken because you can get it with SQ. You can't get, even though ley line is like this god tier 3-star CE, you can't get it with SQ anymore. It's just so lame. I'm probably going to end up limit breaking Jeweled Sword first, just because you can get it with SQ. I'd like Hercules not to carry. We don't really want Chin to NP. He's not really here for that. And we'll see what this does. I don't think Chin's quite right. At 111, I don't think he's going to be that great. Yeah, we got Lily. We got Lily before we got Mozart. We have Ongra too. By the way, we got Ongra before Blackbeard. How about that?
これはいたぶりがいのある湿気攻略しがいのある敵陣ですな。いざひらめきましたぞ。単純いけませんね。はい、お任せを。はい、お任せを。
Wish Plot Monk had gotten one art card. So I think he always clears the debuff. The thing is, debuffs are still super good because that means you're cutting out his actions. He doesn't get as many actions per turn. That's actually really helpful. So him guarding crit down is atrocious because you want him to waste the time clearing it because then he's not attacking. Alright, we'll save the Buster Up for the next NP. We want that one to have Attack Up, Buster Up, Mystic Code, you know, the NP up from our first skill and all that. Punch it very hard, or actually more like palm strike it very hard, or whatever, but... Honestly, I don't really think this game is that hard. I mean, the only reason it's kind of hard right now is because we're doing fucking story support and not Hercules carry and all that. Like, there's so many units that can just wreck. I mean, just summoning an Uchi will wreck this thing. He's not like super easy though. Like, you know, his heal is pretty obnoxious and stuff. Like, you gotta put some thought into your team, absolutely. If you just throw literally whatever at it, you're gonna have a bad time. So it looks like he gives himself an attack buff though when he clears that. So that's kind of how they compensate for him wasting an action. Depending on how big that attack buff is, actually debuffing it might be a bad thing. I'm not really sure. So if we use the switch Mystic Code, we could bring in Caesar this turn, and then buff both Uchi and Plot Monk. I wonder if that would be enough to just kill him. Then you have to deal with the heal. Probably not. You can get pretty close to taking him out there, though. Hi, Rex. Okay, there's the horror. Chin is actually living too long right now, though. Especially because his skill ranks aren't leveled. You know, he's never gonna get his skills again. So, yeah, I'll probably change to the CE. I don't want Uchi. I need Hans to show up and just, you know, keep the team longer. But, man, I really need Uchi's third skill, man. Holy crap. This is really bad timing. That was like the worst timing ever. Because now Hans just dies and he never gets his NP. Hold on, I'm gonna BRB real quick. I need to get something to eat. I'm a bit hungry here. I'm back. No, see, I'm ranting about Hans. I was ranting about Hans. I don't know if you could articulate, like, you guys should hear what I was saying. Tusk isn't here right now. He's away. I was saying, and he would do this. Hans is sabotaging us so we don't get him at a higher NP rank. So we don't use him. So he's a lazy fuck, right? Let me think. Story support life, man. Okay. Really, what's fucking us up is just Ushi it's just being level 50 and then not having her third skill. That's probably the thing that's making the biggest problem. I might switch David instead of Hans. Just because Hans can't get his NP turn 1. It's kind of bad. Oh, I got a turkey sandwich. I wanted something a bit more than a hot dog bun. I thought about going with hot dog bun. That's what I normally do. It's just, I was like, yeah, I need a bit more substance. Did you make a sandwich making a hot dog bun? I would, if it wasn't so awkward. Hot dog buns are delicious, man. I'm mad though. I normally, if I make a turkey sandwich, I like to do turkey, mustard, and then like put chips on it. But we don't have any chips. I'm a little upset. You know, when I was younger, chips on a sandwich wasn't weird, but it is now. I don't know how that happened. Like when I was younger, it really was not a weird thing, but it seems to have become a weird thing. Give us some crunch, man. Will you stop critting, dude? No. No, stop critting. No, just stop doing that. That's not good, by the way. I wanted to do that with the other buffs because it's better to wait, but Shin might die, so I kind of have to do it now. Huh. I actually wish we had Medea, because she's some extra burst damage, she's the right class, and we could get rid of his attack up. Now, what I don't like on sandwiches, and there's an exception, and I'm gonna make some people mad here. but I don't like cheese on sandwiches. Not a fan of cheese in general. The only cheese I will accept is pepper jack. Pepper jack's okay, but I still don't eat that much. I'm not a cheese guy. And cheese is fine on pizza. I'll say that works out. Cheese works out on pizza, but that's about all I can think of with cheese that I like. Please tell me this is enough. Oh my god. Just... level your skills! I actually think Plot Monk is really bad here because she does okay damage, but she makes the buff do that the attack up so much. Doesn't even have her upgraded in P either. But like I think that attack up he's doing is really adding up and it's gonna fuck us up. I'm so annoyed Hans can't turn one in P, dude. Fucking ley line, not limit broken, don't have enough caster gems to get his second skill up. It's the worst. Actually, pizza without cheese can be good. I know this because I used to make pizzas. You have to be smart about it. You can't just throw whatever on it. You don't do like a pepperoni pizza without cheese. You don't do that. You do like a thin crust. You make it more crunchy, and then you do like green peppers, maybe green olive or something like that, or chicken. So if you don't like green olive, you can cut that. But stuff like those kinds of things can actually work pretty well without cheese. But if you just do like a typical like pepperoni pizza without cheese, that doesn't work very well. You could not do Chin's first skill. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know how much what that buff he does. I don't know how extreme it is. So I don't know if it's I don't know if you want him to do it and then like eat it into his actions or if it's bad. I'm not really sure. I'll try to pay attention. I'll not use it here and then use it later. Monday's pretty good. Not bad. The only other person I know of, like in my personal life, that also does not like cheese, was my father. He liked it more than me. He liked some cheese, but he also was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of just like mushy nonsense. But he liked some of it. But yeah, pretty much everyone else in my life is like, what do you mean you don't like cheese? But yeah, I've always found it kind of nasty. I could have waited a turn to do that. I shouldn't have done that because we're double crit downing. That doesn't make any sense. That's not logical. Oh, no. Excuse me. Well, Chin's actually doing a lot. He's making them way tankier. And then he gives them some MP battery, so it's making it easier to get MP. But I'm not sure he's worth it. I might go with David just because of the charisma. Oh my god, we don't get the Buster up! That's another reason we brought him. Fuck! Okay, hold on. We either need to level him so he lives a little bit longer, or something. Like, fuck. Yeah, we really need that Buster up. I didn't want to use the Saber ones. I was wanting to save those for Big Boy. I think we're gonna need it.
戦力カルデアの事情は把握しました。ここでなら私も自らの才その全てを発揮できるでしょう。これからは軍師としてだけではなく文官としても意見させていただきますので、そのつもりで。なに、少々規則を厳しくするだけですよ。
そろそろクエスト
What a guy. Okay. David at the start is tempting, but we'll see if we can make this work. God, I wanted to summon another Ushi. It'd make this so much easier. Yeah, NA's got 1 year before Chen.
別門に入るなら今のうちよ。
出直していらっしゃい。単純いけませんね。
本気出しちゃうんだから。いくわよ。いざ。
呵責なく。
お任せを。
Alright, hopefully we get an art card for Plot Monk next turn.
好機ですよ。
やあ。
Yeah, he definitely does it every time. Because like, if that attack buff is like 20%, then we don't want to spam debuffs, because then he's just going to ramp up to like absolute nonsense. And in that case, like I said, Plot Monk's actually kind of bad. So I'd love to do double art card on Plot Monk, but I kind of want Ushi to just NP so she can start building toward the next NP. This is bad though, this might mess up our loop. Yeah, Chen Gong is in the story, he's in Lost Belt 3, but he doesn't get added, which is rough. Couple of debuffs. Okay, she's not gonna get her NP here. Okay, as long as Chen doesn't die this turn. Okay. Maybe I should have healed Ushi. I really do want Ushi to get another NP. See, this sucks. Hans is gonna show up right in time to get NP'd in the face. It's awful. I may have to switch him to David then. I cannot stand that I can't get Hans' NP turn 1. The only way I could do it is if I give him Ushi's CE. That's like the only way. Which is not great. Man, Queen of Sheba would be really nice here, because Queen of Sheba's got that heel cut. That would actually kind of wreck this boss Oh, this sucks. Sushi's just gonna die. At least Hans doesn't auto die, but that really sucks. If Hans had shown up sooner, we might have been able to keep her alive, but I doubt it. Ooh. Should have given Chin the MP charge on death. Damn it. So much damn it. Wish 100 Face had gotten an A art card there, because Hans doesn't need to. It's not like he's doing any damage. Oh my god. Tempted to do Hans's first to give more NP gain to 100 Face, but I want the bigger heal. Because I'm not relying on Hans landing the defense buff, because let's be real, he's not going to. I mean, technically it's more likely to land than not, but yeah, no. Yeah, of course not. I mean, he landed it on 100 Face, but we wanted it on Plot Monk. Hey, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, dude. I never say your name right, but you know, Chasm Day or something. I always fuck that up. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can actually win here. Gotta save the evade, I think. I definitely think Chin is right here. I gotta just get everything else right. I think Chin is good though. Like, he's buying us a decent amount of time at the start with his defensive damage cut, and then his Buster up, although it's not ranked, it's still, you know, decent. Thanks for the subs though, guys, seriously. It's— oh my god, I'm trying to think my chat, and you're like, let me just crit you real quick. I think we got it now. Whipping the heal, but I think that's fine. I kind of want to use 100 Face's evade just to make sure she doesn't die here. I mean, she should be okay. She'll get healed, and she has defense up, and she has David's evade. Yeah, what I'm saying, she has David's evade. It's fine. We got it. We got it. Oh, and then gifted okay. I can't say either of your names. I Kusum Day, I kind of got, and then we got D5T, so, like, no, like, you're killing me here. Oh, and L got a gifted sub. Thank you, man. I'm kind of going on a frenzy here, but I appreciate it, man. L's here all the time, so I appreciate that. That was nice. We had a decent amount of value left over there, so that was good. I don't know what the hell this stage is. You could just say someday. I guess that works. Man, I bet you half my people in chat weren't even alive when the whole 1337 thing started. So I have no idea what I'm fighting, so I'm just gonna bring the same setup and hope it works and see what's going on. Do you fight him again? I don't remember that. Oh my god, is this literally just the same fight again, but with more health?
どうか指示を
Really? Okay, I'll have to do it again.
出直していらっしゃい
Well, we had value left over, but we need the chin part to go well. That's the thing. The beginning needs to go kind of smoothly. So this is already bad because we got too much NP gain on the first hand. I need NP gain when she NPs, so she can double NP really quick. I feel like we're gonna have some issues here.
それ
Am I forgetting something? I am. See that damage cut. Well, we're not gonna zigzag damage values left over because the beginning is gonna go differently. I wonder if he still removes debuffs. Nope. Yes, he does. Never mind. He just has the heal thing from the beginning now. Great. That means I shouldn't have used Plot Monk's damage cut. Because he's scripted to do the heal, and then he does the debuff removal. So he attacked once! Great value out of the damage cut there.
着付け構え
Okay, so Ushi needs NP, but we need as much NP on Plot Monk as possible.
加減
So
なく
that's not great.
後期ですよ
Oh, we learned something. Don't use damage cut on turn 1, because he's only going to attack once. That's good. That's useful information. Oh god, now he's gonna have 2 of the attack buff. Like, now would be a good time to have the bigger damage cut. I don't... What's her first skill's rank 4, I think? I gotta look up how much MP charge it gives at 4. I don't think it's enough, but I wanna make sure. You know, it's not enough. It's close. Super close. If it was rank 5... Oh wait, she's 10 and 10 now? That's such a big upgrade. Why did they do... fuck it, I'll do it now then. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my god, that's so much better.
単純単純いてます
Feels good.
御仏パワー全開ね
Will Ushi get her NP for being attacked? I'm gonna say yes.
御仏のカード見せてあげるへえ5秒間シャカニュレーションやっへい
Okay. It's a good start. Don't kill Ushi. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No! So all the value he's got a Plot Monk there just died with Ushi. That's great. I should have healed her. I should have fucking healed her. Oh great, now he has 2 healing things. Fabulous.
ゲルダの涙よ心を溶かせ
Oh my god.
いいぞ
Somebody get frickin' Queen of Sheba in here, dude. That would help so much. No art up, that's great.
いいだろう。少しばかり誇張しゲルダの涙よ。心を溶かす。
みほとけパワー全開ね。
仕方ない。
任される。
We're doomed. I think if Ushi got her NP off, we might have done this here, but I'm sure you can remove them, but we don't have Medea, so. Well, we do. She's just, you know, level 1.
ではお前の人生を書きタイトルは。
And I said that last fight that Medea would be really good here, because she's the proper class, and you can get rid of his attack buff, you can get rid of the heal, all that stuff. We did Fuma though. We got Fuma's upgraded skill. I don't know. It might be worth bringing Medea even at level 1. I'm not sure. The problem is she's level 1 and 111, so she can't give herself her NP either. So you might be seeing a theme here.
いけるかな。よいしょ。気楽。
Again, she's level 1, and her skills are 111, so she can't NP turn 1, and then she's dead. And I don't have the caster gems to get her skill up, and I wouldn't use them even if I could. Gunked, let me see. I don't know if I want David to live or not. Actually, I probably want him to die. Because he's just taking cards away from people at this point. Really, I just think we need Ushi to live. I think that's the only difference we need to do. I think we'll be alright. We might still win. Bit doubtful though. Bit too much healing going on. Yeah, I like how Chad is just going so backseat mode. Well, he didn't auto-clear the debuffs, so... Oh, we got crit anyway. Okay, there it is. Never mind. He just had a horrible turn order for some reason. Need them both to get their NPs here. Oh god, will you stop? Oh, okay, she might die. Underface might die. Wow. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Yeah, sure! I'm pretty sure we would have won that. I don't think we need to change the team. I think we need to just keep Ushi alive and then not get crit 40 fucking times. You know, that would help. Okay. It's a fancy demon pillar. Okay, don't damage cut on the first turn. I might not even NP gain on. Well, we got the art cards. No, I think we still do the NP gain. That is a bit debatable though. And before guard. Probably should have put the taunt on Ushi actually. Or actually on Qingong. Yeah, I should put it on Qingong.
呵責な加減なくやっておしまいなさい。このように攻めるのです。
仏パお任せを御仏パワー全開ねそれでいいか
Although she's ranked 10, it's probably not necessary to do the combo like that now.
御仏のカード見せてあげる5秒間シャカニョライション
Fuck. I actually wanted her to land that, because I don't want to get crit! And if he wastes a turn, removing it, that's fine. Okay, I'm healing Ushi. We're not having that moment again. Although she had, no wait. She has her NP. So, I think I let her die, because she's probably not gonna get another one. That's sad, but I mean, it is what it is.
御仏パワー全開ね受けてみるか
Picking art card or buster card. We got the buster up, buster card bonus and all that. I think we'll do art though. Even though we have NP down, double NP down, I think it's worth it.
御仏のカード見せてあげる5秒間シャカニョライション
I think you should stop backseating. I think that would be a good idea.
壇の浦発想飛び
Chat, I know I say this every stream, but some things seem to not get through people's heads. Why would I want backseat? Like, it's, first of all, I know this game really well. I don't need any fucking help, right? And normally I have my own criteria of what I'm trying to do, and chat normally doesn't even know it. And so they're just spewing out stupid bullshit that I don't even want to do. I see people saying use Uriel. It's like, no. Like, it's just... Like, and there's no one likes backseating. Literally no one likes backseating, right? Some people put up with it, but nobody likes it. And it's like, now, anytime you want to suggest something, I basically can't do it, right? Because even if I come up with it on my own, it's gonna look like I'm just copying chat. Like, just knock it off. Like, this has been a staple for the channel forever. Don't backseat, and you're probably not helping anyway. Like, dear God. Usually dying here is actually a good thing, definitely. Although, you know what, David would be better next if we can do it like that, though. Honestly, you get his NP from being attacked, even if his art card's not enough, so it won't really matter. Like, and it just, in life in general, people don't ask for advice, you generally shouldn't give it. Because first of all, that's thinking awfully highly of yourself, and second of all, most people just don't want advice. If they want it, they'll ask for it. Like, never mind video games, that's just like a general thing. So this is a really shitty time to use 100 Faces Evade, but I kind of have to or I'm gonna die. That really sucks because now I can't use my heal for a while. Normally you want to use the heal, then use that stuff. And she doesn't have her NP, more importantly. We'll get it though, pretty soon. I think. I mean, it's so annoying because so often I already have all these things like in mind, and then people just start backseating in chat, and I'm like, you know, now it's just super aggravating. It's like, I know Medea exists, like Jesus Christ. I dig this song though. Merch. I don't care for David to live too long, but I want him to evade next turn, so doing the defense up now. Hey, I love Arjuna. Thank you for the gifted sub to Lord. Thank you. Thanks, guys. It's a lot of subs, man.
御仏パワー全開ね。それでいい。
Yeah, it's not like I've never used Medea in my videos or anything. That's never happened.
五行間シャカニョライショー。お命ちょうだい。
セプセスコーセプセスコー
Okay. Fuck! 100 facing her in P. God damn it. I was really hoping she'd get it there because that's our last turn of art up. Damn it, that sucks. Well, shit. I can make stars, I guess. I probably should use David's quick card then. 2 more stars. If it results in 8 crit, that can really add up. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like about backseating, but I think the thing I dislike the most is just the fact that it basically robs you of actually coming up with something yourself. Like, even if you would have come up with it yourself. Like, it's so aggravating. So, if I don't heal now, she might die, but I don't want to remove my buffs. And if she dies now, it's actually not that bad. Two turns on our first skill. Sadly, 3 turns on the heal. Ugh. I mean, really, the cleanse is not bad. The cleanse is kind of good because it means he doesn't attack as much. The issue is the attack up he gets from it, which is I'm pretty sure why they gave him that. He guarded both of them. Ozzy, why do you have to be like this? Why? Why? What the fuck, bro? What? Are you I like how next turn we win, by the way. Like, next turn we win. What the fuck? By the way, if we had landed the crit down, he probably wouldn't have crit, or he would have attacked less, right? But no, he had double guarded, and then he triple crit. So, can we triple crit? Can we do that? I don't think we'll even win if we do, but, you know. No, can't, no. Actually, we might have killed the triple crit there. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think we would have killed the triple crit there. God damn it. Nappa. Thinking about, trying to just boost the damage more and winning sooner. Well, he might have crit because he might have cleared and then crit, but he would have attacked less then, and so that still would have been way less damage. I think this setup can work. You need to just not get crit a million times when you don't have any damage cut or anything. That's the main thing that's screwing us. Underface isn't doing that good though. Like, she's doing okay, but it's not amazing. Guys, remember when Plot Monk had Excalibur?
では本日の戦闘を始めましょう。
Really, game?
出直していらっしゃい。
That's a hand.
温情なく好機ですよ。やっておしまいなさい。
Wow. Man, I hate when right before you NP you get all of our art cards. It's really bad.
承知。それでいいんだ。やあ。
サフラーメルローレン
Oh my god, what is going on? When you have so much crit down, but it doesn't matter. There's so much stupid stuff in chat right now. I've already beaten this so many times. Like, what always bugs me is, like, I'm handicapping the shit out of myself, and then people think I'm actually struggling and need advice. Like, do you realize how easily I could beat this? I have Hercules, I can summon an ungodly number of overpowered servants, like, it's, like, Jesus. He does kind of sound like he's about to bust into a musical. It does kind of have that vibe. Hmm.
温情なく
それでいいんだ。
好機ですよ。
Well, most streams only have like 10 viewers, right? Stuff like that. And generally it's a lot easier to not deal with that kind of nonsense in that situation. It kind of depends. Okay. A little bit worried Chin's gonna die. The music knows.
仏のカード見せてあげる。5秒間シャカニョラーショー。
It's songs from Net Commander. I love this. One, I love that game, period, but I love the soundtrack in that game.
本気出しちゃうんだから。
出直していらっしゃい。
見仏パワー全開ね。受けてみるか。それでいいんだ。
Really wish Ushi just had her fucking third skill. That'd be so helpful.
見せてあげる。
And she'd be higher level too, some more damage.
5秒間。壇の浦発想
The genius that's trying to like be a troll with the copyright, he only uploaded the content ID match thing if the infuse are in slow-mo, which is pretty funny, because almost no one posts anything in slow-mo.
ゲルダの涙よ、心を溶かせ。いいだろう。少しばかり誇張し、ゲルダの涙よ、心を溶かせ。
それでいいんだ。へい。別々的ね。
サフロー。
兄上。
Yeah, kind of triggered. God, I hate 100 Face showing up on the NP turn. It's so bad.
どうあがいても及びない。
もう締め切りか。
それでいいんだ。
仕方ない。
御仏のカード見せてあげる。へい。5秒間シャカニョラーショー。
I mean, you can counterclaim them and you're gonna win because the guy doesn't actually have the copyright, obviously. The problem is when you counterclaim something, you dox yourself, and the guy gets to see all of your personal information. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, just some guy can upload anything that he absolutely does not have the copyright to and say he does, and the copyright ID thing will automatically match it, and then if you want to counterclaim it, you have to give him all your personal information. It's like, oh yeah, surely this is never going to be abused. This is going a lot worse than last time. Yeah, YouTube doesn't care. They don't even know. It's just an automated system. Like, anybody can upload something and say they hold a copyright to it, and it'll automatically take it down. It's shoot first, ask questions later. Like, YouTube doesn't even know. They don't care about Kiara's MP at all.
それでいいんだ。
はっ、マグパ。お命ちょうだい。戦いは勝つなり。
No, you can't. It's literally against the law to provide the wrong information. Perjury. I almost want to not do 100 Faces in P. By the way, never take legal advice from Twitch chat.
軍にしてこ子にして客の顔を戦闘版ザバーニーヤ
How did he guard both fucking crits down? Yep, just crit. Yep. Sure. Fuck it. Oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, just do it again. Do it again. Yep.
これでもまた
I like how he guarded both crit downs. We're gonna win every time. We're gonna win next turn. He guards both crit downs and then triple crits. I love RNG. Can I have some more, please? Oh my god, that is so stupid. Oh my god. Dude, she does not have her upgraded in P. And she just has 11k attack. Like, oh my god. I kinda wanna do that just for like more damage, but like if the timing doesn't work out, it's really bad. It's also this. Like, David on average buys us a turn, but sometimes he doesn't, because we're overkill dying, if you will, at the end, so like the evade doesn't necessarily matter. And the charisma's nice, but you can get better than that. I mean, it's not like a hard rule or anything, it's just if I can do it with story supports, I will. I'm not sure I want to give him the survival CE, because he might end up living way too long and just rob us of a lot of damage, because he can take a lot of cards, but we'll see. I almost want to change Ushi's CE. She's not that good here. I'm so annoyed chat just threw out like every unit name ever, and it's like now I don't want to use any of those things, but now I like no options now because of that. I mean, this is not a strong plot monk at all. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I can literally slot mine, and it's way better than this one. It has a CE that does no damage, and it does not have. She doesn't have her upgraded in P. That's not swole at all. It's not like. Are you kidding me? Like I can go to my caster slot and instantly find things way better than that, or my rider slot, or my assassin slot. Like it's 11k without the upgraded in P and the CE that does no damage. Like that is trash. I swear, this guy gets magic resistance with his heal. That's like the thing that would explain it the best. Because at the end he has double heal, he would have double magic resist up, which would explain a lot. But I can't read the text, so I don't know for sure, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
それでいいんだ。
The story support CE is way worse than a proper CE. Like, unless it's a support unit. Like, it'd be great for, like, Joan of Arc or something, but on a DPS it's much worse. Especially on a unit that has a battery so big that you don't need NP gain. Like, if you NP with a unit like 4 times, having a CE that gives you a damage up is a massive amount of damage. Also, a CE that gives stats. Like, I'm serious. If you... Like, I can slot my plot monk with Golden Sumo, and she's gonna do so much more damage than this one. Because Golden Sumo has attack on it. And I don't mean the effect, I just mean it's like a CE that's actually got stats on it. So she's gonna have like 13k attack, and then also the Golden Sumo's effect, and you're just gonna do so much more damage. Yeah, the story support CE on Baldy would probably be pretty good, because, it'd help with looping and stuff. And there are some units it's good on, and it's better than nothing. Dear God, it's better than nothing, but it really is not that amazing. Like, if it was a obtainable CE, you would use it on supports only. You would not use it on DPS. Aside from, like, if you're doing double scatty or something, or a setup similar to that, and like, you have enough damage. Like, if you're farming, you know, you don't, oh man, you need that Golden Sumo damage when you're farming, right? Like, no, you're gonna overkill anyway. And so if you're like trying to do like an art loop thing with double Tam or something, or Tam Hohenheim, you know, you just want the MP gain, just so looping's easier. But in a lot of boss fights and stuff, especially on a budget setup, because budget teams are generally pushing it on damage way more than non-budget stuff. And so like the damage difference for that CE and a regular CE is huge. It's way better than nothing. Dear God, it's way better than nothing. But it's not, like, in no world on a DPS unit is it better than like Golden Sumo or Aerial Drive or the you know, Painting Summer or anything like that. Like, no way. It's better than Leyline. Because Leyline does give more stats, I'll give it that, but not enough, right, to make up for the NP gain. I mean, I guess sometimes Leyline's better because sometimes you're not going to need the NP gain at all, but that's, overall, I would say the story support one's definitely that. Like, the story support one's like Leyline, but better, most of the time, aside from the stats. Yeah, because Leyline is 50% starting in P, and then CE stats. You can get it to level 60, but it's split stats, so eh. Where the story support one is 50% starting in P, and then NP gain, and then it has lower stats. By the way, with a proper team setup, you could kill that boss that turn very easily. It would not be hard to do. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. That was a big mistake. Wasn't really paying attention. God, I wish I didn't use 100 Faces first skill. I should have just done nothing. I should use a world where you let 100 Face die, though. Because Plot Monk dies at the same speed no matter what, because he's AoE, right? And if you have access to your full deck, your damage is going to go up so much.
いいだろう。少しばかり誇張して書いてやる。
見
もう
仏パ
締め切りか。
ワー全開ね。
仕方ない。
見仏の数見せてあげる。5秒間シャカニョライショー。
I swear though, his heal must give him magic resistance or something. He missed every single buff
ポイントちょうだ
on
い。
Plot Monk. He even missed the Star Gen one.
筆舌に尽くしがたい。アベンメス。
I like how Mozart shows up and takes every single fucking card.
任される。
クレッシェンド。
This one was just really unlucky. Plot Monk just took so much damage, and then Hans missed everything. He's gonna die before Mozart can do anything.
メルオーメン。
What the fuck, dude? Because he never guards this one ever, so the only way to explain that is that heal he gets definitely gives him magic resist. And so that's when he has the second heal, he's guarding basically everything. Which is another reason Medea would be really good here. I hate healing Ushi. I don't think it's right. Like, we want her to die anyway, and it's like Plot Monk needs to live. Like, Ushi's only level 50. It's not really worth it. Oh my god, I'm at 98% NP. It's so bad. I'm about to start using proper units because I'm wasting so much AP. It's not really worth it. I should have done that. God damn it.
温情なく加減なく
It's so bad to use her damage cut on turn 1, because it only lasts 1 turn, and you want to use it when you're going to get attacked 3 times, and you only attacks once on turn 1. Complete waste. Really?
ひらめきましたぞ
See, if he crits on turn 1, if you don't heal Ushi, it's like really likely that she's gonna die.
見ほとそれでいいか見ほとけのカード見せてあげる5秒間シャカニョライショー
That's not a good start.
別々敵面
God, there's so much bullshit in chat right now. Well, at least Ushi didn't die.
見ほとけパワー全開ね
受けてみるか。
見ほとけのカード見せてあげる5秒間シャカニョライショー
I actually want Ushi to die. It's fine.
壇の浦発想飛び。
Like, you'd only want Ushi to live if she's gonna get a second NP, or you're wanting to delay a unit in the back coming in, but I don't really want to delay. I am tempted to try to use the Switch Mystic Code and just kill him right there. Even with these, like, minimal units, I think you could do it. Because we're not really that far off from killing him on that turn. God, I hate Hans not being able to NP immediately. Like, it's so bad.
ゲルダの涙よ心を溶かせ
Gonna hope Hans gets his NP from being attacked. Do as much damage as I can. Oh my god! This Hans got his NP, am I right? I'm almost I see this though. I need to let 100 Face die. I need her to NP once and then die. Because again, Plot Monk dies at the same rate no matter what. Because the boss is AoE. And so this, if you're only going to NP with a unit once, there's no reason to have them survive past that. Right? And then because you might as well get access to Plot Monk's deck faster. Because you do more damage. Like if they're going to NP a second time, then sure. But if they're not going to NP a second time, there's no point.
どうあがいても及ぶまい。
見ほとけパワー全開ね
Ooh, he's gonna NP Drain, so there's not much point in doing Plot Monk's card. Because she'll get whatever she gains from that one art card, she'll go up to like, 13% or whatever, and then she'll just go back down to 0. Where because 100 Face already has NP, this will actually offset the drain. Hey look, we actually land the crit down, so it is possible. Funnily enough though, this is a turn where it doesn't do me any good. I actually want him to crit, because it's a higher hit count. And I have evade, so the crit won't actually hurt me. So that was actually kind of a bad time to land the crit down. Oh. I didn't evade. Whoops. That's not good. I swear I cast it, but clearly not. That's not good. That is not good at all. Might have just thrown a little bit. So, for once in his life, I want him to hit. Actually, we get our NP anyway. Yeah, we got our NP anyway. Well, we got it. It's just that was very unnecessarily close. By the way, Mozart's fine here. Like, that was a lot of damage that he just added and NP gain and everything. It was just last time he showed up and I couldn't do anything, so that's why it was bad. That was so dumb though. Like, that wouldn't have been that close if I had just cast the evade. Like, Plot Monk would actually still have quite a bit of life left. Like, she'd have like 7,000 life right now, and then she's gonna get healed by Hans. And like, now we have like lots of overkill damage, and if we hadn't messed up, you know, Plot Monk could live longer. One of the best things that happened though was Ushi dying. That was actually really helpful. I cannot believe I didn't cast evade like that though. Fucking story supports, God. That's way better though than Benefir for Gwaine. Okay, now the fight that I actually thought we were doing, which I'm pretty. Now this should be the Nidocris Aussie one. I'm trying to remember exactly how this works. I think it's mostly Nidocris and Sphinxes. No, I think it's Aussie and Sphinxes or something, and then it's just one Nidocris at the end. So it's a lot of Aussie. But the Sphinxes are casters. I think that's what it is. The Sphinxes are casters. That's what fucks up your assassin. So that's why you want a berserker. So again, normally what I would do for this, and I even had like videos of this, I'm pretty sure, is like you do like George, Lu Bu, David. That's a really good setup for this because you can protect Lu Bu for ages with George and David, and then your back row like is assassins and stuff to clean up Aussie at the end. But because we didn't level Lu Bu because of Hercules, I'm just gonna use Hercules, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. The question is, what do we summon? None of these story supports are even remotely relevant, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't want anything too strong. I could just do George. Or David, just use like the support David and stuff, and don't bring mine. Either that or just summon like an assassin. Because I'm not sure our rather 100 face is going to be good enough. I kind of want to summon Curse Arm because I feel like that's very, very not OP, but I really like Curse Arm. The smart thing would be like summon another 100 face. Let's do Shiki. Let's do like a vanilla Shiki. Like my Shiki's nothing fancy, and 100 faces would probably be better for this. I think it's totally fair, and we don't use Shiki much, and Shiki's cool, so. I feel like whenever it's like a time to use a decent budget assassin, I never use Shiki, even though Shiki's like really good. I should probably see if I can level my George some. We're gonna want George to... Well, really, what we need out of George is for his first skill to be leveled. That's why summoning a George would actually be nice, because I haven't really leveled my George's skill much. Can I get it to 6? Probably not. I think I need red gems one more time. Yep, damn it. Because getting it to 6 lowers the cooldown, and that would really help. Thankfully, Hercules is better than Lu Bu, so my George being kind of a shit show should be alright. Do I even have you added, Rex? I don't even know. That is not Caesar. what? There we go. No, there. What is the game doing? I don't understand. Why is Caesar not at the top? This is leveling, not skills. What the what? Why is Caesar randomly down here? What the fuck? I have it set to level, and what? This is the one thing I don't like about JP is you can't read the fucking filters, and like sometimes it's just sort of like some moronic filter is making it do that. Not in party, God, it's been that so many times. It's so dumb.
我が五体にローマありみなぎるぞいろいろなものが
This is the only thing on the JP server I don't like because it's really hard to fix it because I can't read any of this. Like every other menu, it's not a problem. But on this menu, it's a problem. I'm guessing it's this. Oh my god, will you go away? That's gotta be it. Okay, Jesus. That is so annoying. We don't need... I'm not leveling Caesar for this fight. I'm leveling him for Lion King, obviously. Yeah, NA does it too, but NA you can read the text to fix the filters. Like, you can read all this nonsense. It's weird. I know I slotted cheeky. The fuck? The question is George gonna be able to cut it when he doesn't even have any reduced cooldown on his taunt? That's the thing that I'm kind of iffy on. I'm not sure that's right. I don't know if I went starting NP on him or not. No, that's not right. I don't know, I might want starting NP. Take out one of the Aussies. We'll try this. Hey, mine's not 10-10-10 because I know so many people that have a 10-10-10 Shiki, so... I really should get her to 10-10-10 anyway, though, just because I like Shiki, so... I kind of wanted to use one that wasn't really maxed out, though, just to be, you know... in line with the scuffedness. I hate this turn 1 so much. What the actual fuck?
これでどうかないいでしょお任せよいいでしょまだ終わりではないですよもろい
Normally keeping George alive is good. I don't know if that's the case here though, just because he doesn't have the shorter cooldown taunt, so he might just kind of be in the way. I like how he just cut his own voice line off because it's so long. お任せよ。いいでしょう。
この程度か。ファラオ
Sucks we couldn't kill him by then.
ダジャクダジャク。これでどうか。ではお見せしましょう。
Thought I'd been doing NP from George, NP 11k. I didn't do quick art on her. Get more NP gain that way. Like seriously, George doesn't have attack foes, so this is not gonna do a lot. You know, it's alright. Okay, they killed it. I woke up and everything Shiki. Shiki was actually kind of excited that she was finally able to show off for once. And what do? You go in and choose your own stuff, Shiki. You sumo super what? You sumo supremacist? That's not why. I went with my Shiki because she was scuffed. I thought it was like more appropriate. He's laughing at me. I am. I wish this was rank 10, so the cooldown was 6 turns. The evade, I mean, then it would come back, you know, in a reasonable amount of time. That's enough. I don't want to guts yet. I'd like to wait 1 turn, because then if I don't guts now, then we can taunt. See, look at this! Look at this! If my skills were upgraded, George could have taunted last turn, and David could already evade right now. Honako purple. Does that exist yet? I know there's Honako blue. I don't know if there's purple or not. I'm gonna wait. Oh, god damn it, dude. I should have cast guts. I don't know. I'm gonna regret it so much to be like Buster's Burke in the face. Fuck! Okay, that could have been a lot worse. I almost wanted to heal David, but... We use your units, Rex. You lie. When have I ever done that? Okay, this is not good. This thing's NP is AoE, and you know we don't look at all this damage we got. Well, we still have David's evade though. So it's fine. What are you doing? What was that? Okay, I might be able to kill it here. I think yeah, I can definitely kill it here. I'm sorry, I'm used to using scuffed units that don't do any fucking damage. Man, there's so much slander going on in the chat right now. Also, Ari, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're over there in cahoots with TF, fucking with identity theft, right? And you come in here and you act all innocent. I'm not having that. Oh fuck, we don't. Man, having taunt here would be so good because Ozzy's got the the NP right away. I like how we're at 97% NP. That's That's unfortunate.
開く問ういい判断だ
全能の神よ我が業を見よそして平服せよラムセウムテンティス
Well, now I can't NP on Herc again. Ozzy just... I'm like, okay, now I can NP Nitocris so she can't murder my assassins. Why couldn't he do that to George instead? No, no, no! Thank you, Guts, by the way. Okay, here we go. Does he need the attack buff? Not really, but I'm doing it anyway. Because, you know, Rex, you've never used your own Shiki, you know. Hey, look! I like Shiki too! Oh, that didn't do nearly as much damage as I would have liked. Uh-oh. I was really planning on that killing. That's not good. Of course that's what you do, Nitocris. I mean, that's what I would have done too, to be fair. Oh, fuck, that's not good. But this music, though. Anyway, I like Shiki too, so I want to use... I haven't used my Shiki in like... I swear, she's been in the closet for like a year and a half or something. I don't even remember the last time I used mine. Well, I'm always over here saying how good K and K is, and I don't even use my Shiki. She's gonna insta-death me, isn't she? I mean, I could kill her. I think Shiki's NP would kill her. But that's so much damage going to waste! I have double art out! I'm really sure Shiki will kill her. I have no doubt Shiki will kill her. I would just much rather hit Ozzy because she'll fucking shred him. I don't know why, but I'm blaming Eri for this. I can't believe I'm wasting. This NP would have done so much damage to Ozzy, dude. We would have just gone by Ozzy. Like he would have probably quite died, but it'd have been really close. It's so painful. Oh, I knew we would get her. Like, of course we were gonna kill her. Like, just because he's a caster doesn't. I mean, we have NP5 double art up. Like, I think we got it. Upgraded NP too. Hey, Vol. Please eat a salad? I eat salad all the time! I literally ate a salad today! Where did that even come from? What? That's awfully specific. Vol, brush your teeth. I'm worried. Like, what? Actually, I probably will eat a salad after the stream, to be honest.
この程度か
And not because you told me to.
全能の神よ我が業を見よ
I don't have any lemons, unfortunately.
ラムセウムテンティースファラオの真意を見るがいい脆い
Rex is having a bad time. See, now we don't have art up. He has defense up. Like, it's not the same. Like, we're missing double art up, and now he has a giant defense buff. Oh yeah, she has no defense. That's true. It still doesn't matter though. Like, we're still doing way less damage.
この程度か
Yeah, she's got an upgraded NP because they buffed her, and an ignore defense and a giant defense down. Like, she's really good now. Look at this. We got all that stuff in the back. We don't even need it. We don't even need it. Yeah, I like Ozzy missing. I'm okay with that.
この程度か
Easy.
この程度かバカなファラオの玉体に傷を
I'm quite sure Rex's Shiki is better than mine. I haven't looked, but I feel like it's very likely that Rex's is better than mine. Because his is probably 10-10-10. Although, Golden Sumo, in that context, kind of is better because we didn't really need the third skill. So, and the second skill we didn't go around the wheel, right? We didn't need it the second time. So, oh yeah, obviously Ares is better. Obviously Ares is probably better than ours put together. So. Alright, we're getting to the finale now. So coming up, we're gonna have like all the knights again. There's some filler, obviously. And then, Lion King. I think we'll save that for next stream, though. That was, I think this is where you fight all the Hassans. You fight all the Hassans, and then you go off and you make a party, and you go off to adventure to Camelot together, and then, you know, everyone dies. But yeah, we'll do that next one. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I guess I'll use my AP off stream a bit to just get some of those feathers real quick or something. Do that. I don't want to whiff AP. But yeah, we've been streaming for a good while, so. So that Aussie fight is actually much harder, in my opinion, than the Demon Pillar. It's just, I was willing to use Hercules, and I had units that were more prepared for it. Because I remember dude, I remember now, when we did that with 1 to 3 stars, on the 1 to 3 star account, so using 3 star CEs even, I'm pretty sure we just did like double Ushi Hans or something like that, and we were totally fine, and we wrecked it. We probably brought Medea too. I don't know if we brought Medea for the first one, but I'm pretty sure we brought Medea or something like that for the second one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 1 to 3 star account beat the Pillar in one try. The only reason that was hard was because we were handicapping the shit out of ourselves, and we don't have all that much stuff leveled. But yeah, I remember the alt account got stuck on that Aussie fight for quite a while, or the 1 to 3 star account did. And it wasn't, we used the right kind of setup. It was just with 3 star CEs, we just did not have the value. And I think at the time, we didn't have like 100 face leveled or something. I think we just had like Curse Arm and like a super scuffed 100 face or something like that. Cause I remember being stuck on Aussie for quite a while. Like, it took a long time. And then we beat everything else pretty much in one try, and then we got stuck on Lion King. I don't think we're gonna get stuck on Lion King this time, though. Yeah, I remember just completely wrecking those Demon Pillars. Cause like, I mean, it's easy to counter that boss if you're trying. But Aussie is definitely harder, I think, to counter. Like, there's ways to trivialize that Aussie fight, of course, but I definitely think it's rougher. All right, let's raid somebody. Yeah, I think we'll be okay for Lion King. We'll try to use story support Bedivere for that one, though, because one, Bedivere actually works there, and, you know, thematically, that's the final fight and all that nonsense, so. I wonder how that fight's gonna go down in the anime. I kind of look forward to that. I wonder if we're gonna get a lot of. You think we're gonna get a lot of Bedivere action in the anime chat? Do you think we're gonna get like lots of cool fight scenes with Bedivere doing cool stuff? Because that'd be nice. I'd be down for that. All right, who are we gonna raid? We can always raid Fino. Yeah, we'll raid Fino. Maybe Zeus for anniversary, man. You never know. Alright, boys. You have a good one, and I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, I think. As long as nothing dire happens. Peace!